I'm like, damn, like already? Like this is crazy.
Yeah, it's not. These consoles don't have much space. But welcome to Dave's Had Enough Show, episode 48. Better late than never. E3 2015 thoughts and opinions. I have Old Dirty with me today. I'm not getting a big podcast today because I have a lot to talk about. I didn't really cover too much to do with E3, but Sony's press conference, which I'll talk about in this video too, and give you my final thoughts of who I think won E3 overall. If I had to pick one, I said Microsoft and Sony is like a tie, but if I had to choose one, I'll give you my thoughts today. Who I think won. I guess we'll start off with before we get into E3. Um, I was watching a video by Shokio. Did you see Shokio's latest video, Old Dirty?
No.
Well, he did a video pretty much on, the whole thing and what E3 is about. What is E3 mainly about? He was addressing Nintendo fans, and he said all of, everybody. It wasn't just Nintendo fans, but he did say he was mainly talking about Nintendo fans. And pretty much in the video, he was going on about how, what E3 is about and what he thinks E3 is about. Now, what do you think E3 is about? What is it to you, and what do you think these gaming developers are trying to aim at for E3? What's the whole purpose of E3 to you?
The whole purpose to me is, you know, developers and even Microsoft, Nintendo, and Sony, showing us their best of what their console can do. Whether if it's games or new features that's going to be added or upcoming features and stuff like that. Stuff to just mainly to get you, mainly to spend your money, get you hyped, for what's
Yeah,
the upcoming.
I have to stop you there. You said a key word, hype. Um,
Mhm.
Mainly that's what he was addressing, hype, in this video. The video is called Hype and the Relationship Between Company and Consumer. Basically what he's saying in this video is that it's their job to hype you up, get you all hyped and excited for these games to go run out and buy them. Would that pretty much nail E3?
Yeah, basically, yep, to get you hyped up to see what's coming out the year that we in and the year that's coming up. So, basically just giving you a heads up of what's coming out within the next year.
But you would say the word hype has a lot to go with E3. Like, there's a lot of hype around E3.
Oh yeah, a lot of people want to see what each company and developers are doing. What type of games they making and stuff like that. What type of gadgets and stuff that's coming out for the systems, controller wise or feature wise that the system wasn't doing day one when we got it.
Okay. Yeah, because I was watching. I'm not attacking Grimpachi or anything like that, because Grimpachi's my buddy. But he did a video. I didn't see a second video, so I'm being fair here. He did another video on the same subject, or addressing Shokio's video, and he said he didn't, necessarily agree with what Shokio was saying and didn't understand, But he did say in the video too, the first video that I watched, that he didn't see the whole video of Shokio of what he was saying. He stopped it at a certain part. But I'm sorry if nobody believes that E3 is all about hype, then I don't know what you're thinking, because that's like all about these developers hyping you. That's why they're doing E3, to get you hyped up to go run out and buy these games. If there wasn't no hype surrounding the PS4, it wouldn't be selling like it is. Would you agree?
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, the PS4 is built on hype, like the whole damn system from E3. PlayStation. Where did they announce the PS4? The PlayStation Experience, or was it E3? I can't remember. I think it was the PlayStation Experience when they. Well, I don't know. I mean, E3. I think they were announced, and then I thought they did the price point at PlayStation Experience. I don't. I get them mixed up. You see so many damn things on gaming, but all those shows are around hype to get you hyped up to go out and buy that shit. I will agree with Grimpachi at this. He said it's like a showcase of what these developers have to show you for you to go buy, but it's all surrounded by hype. If you're not hyped up for a game, you're not going to buy it. If you're not like, oh, look at that new Fallout 4, oh shit, Doom. It's all hype. That's all it is. All the gaming industry basically is becoming with their marketing strategies is all just fucking hype. Would you agree?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
good. It's hype.
the fucking hype train. Another thing I want to address too. You know, the other day I was watching Batman Arkham Knight's review from GameSpot. And to me it just don't seem like you can make anybody happy anymore. Here's a fucking game where you finally get to drive the Batmobile, something that people have been wanting to do that are a Batman fan forever in a video game. And you got people that, are now saying in reviews and stuff, there's too much Batmobile. I mean, are we going to ever make anybody happy in this gaming industry?
No, you can't. You can make everybody happy in anything. It doesn't matter if it's in the video game industry, movie industry, whatever you name. Somebody is not going to be happy. What whatever it is, they're not going to be happy. You're gonna have some people that are happy, satisfied, and you just got a majority of people that just not satisfied with anything. I don't care what they do. I mean, they can give you the world and people still won't be happy. They'll find something, you know what I'm saying, not to be happy with it.
Hold on one second. I'm trying to get the live chat loaded. Damn it. There we go. Another thing I want to address too, with the whole thing of not making people happy and everything. What I'm noticing a lot, I'm just being honest. What I'm noticing a lot with gamers nowadays, how they hate on consoles and hate on this and hate on that. I think a lot of people are just hating on shit because it's an easy way for them saying, well, I don't have to go buy that then. If I make myself hate that, then I don't want it. Because deep down inside, Old Dirty, would you agree we all want, if we're a gamer and we're into console gaming, we want it all, right? Wouldn't you say? Unless you had some kind of, issue with a company or something where you just really never bought their products or you're done buying their products. But do you notice there's just a lot of people that just hate on shit just to hate on it? I think just to make them feel that they don't want to have to go out and buy it. It's like brainwashing themselves just to say, fuck that company. I don't want the Xbox One. Do you follow what I'm saying with this?
Oh yeah, I totally agree with you. I mean, there's a lot of people, especially on YouTube. I don't see this type of, hatred, outside of YouTube. If I ask a person like, hey, what you think of the Xbox? You may say, oh well, I don't really have an Xbox. I play on the PlayStation 4 or the Wii U or whatever. And they'd be like, from what I see, it's a pretty good console. Or they'll be like, oh, my friend got it. It seems pretty cool. I play every now and then when I go over there. But, majority of people on YouTube, man, is like, they always got something to say about a console they ain't never played. And when I say never played, I'm not talking about going into, a Best Buy or a Walmart and testing out the demo. No, I'm talking about actually having a console in your home and sitting and playing a full game. You know what I'm saying? With me, I always been a multi-console person. Going back to PlayStation 1 and N64. That's when I started, multi-consoles. And I haven't taken back since because there's always something I want to play that's not coming to one of those systems. You see what I'm saying? And I want to play it. If it looked interesting to me, I want to play it. So if I want to play it, yes, I got to go out and buy it. And I was going to buy the Xbox One. I had people, on YouTube just saying, oh, man, don't get the Xbox, man. It's garbage, blah, 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 blah. Oh, you got one? No, I don't got one, you know what I'm saying? But, Microsoft, man, they just garbage. Look, each company got something wrong with them, from Nintendo to Microsoft to Sony. They're not perfect. I can go down a list of what I hate about Sony. I can go down a list what I hate about Microsoft, and I can go down a list and tell you what I hate about Nintendo. But at the end of the day, I want to play the games because you're never going to be happy with a product that you get. You're never going to be happy with that company that's giving you a product. So just stop the bullshit. because these motherfuckers, they do want to play them, and half of them that's talking that shit that, oh no, the Wii U is garbage, or the PlayStation 4 is garbage, or the Xbox One is garbage. I guarantee you right now, majority of them motherfuckers got the system but don't want to say nothing because they're on YouTube. I guarantee, I guarantee, if they don't, they want it, but they're not going to let you know.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just noticing a lot of people just want to hate on stuff just to, I think, in my opinion, why they do this. It's just, it's an easy, now I'm talking about people that don't have the console. If they don't have this console or that console, and I hear nothing but negative shit out of their mouth all the time, and they never own this console or never done nothing with it, but they're always constantly pointing a finger at it, you mean just tell me, if you're a gamer, you obviously like games. And I know, like, with Microsoft, I'm sure a lot of people want to play the new Tomb Raider coming. I know it's a timed exclusive, but it's going to be on Xbox One first, and I'm sure you might have to wait 6 months to a year to get it on any other console. And if you really like Tomb Raider, like a lot of people, you're going to want to play it. So you're going to hate that console to death just because it's easier for you to say, well, if I hate it, then I don't have to buy it. I think that's what they're doing. I think they're just brainwashing themselves, And I think this, generation is just like really fueled on hate. Like it's a lot of hatred towards everything.
Yeah,
Would you agree?
I definitely like this generation of gamers. They don't know what they want. I'm old school. You know what I'm saying? When Sega and Nintendo was out, you know what I'm saying? We didn't have all this bickering and back and forth when we was in school. You know what I'm saying? If I had a friend that had a Genesis, because I had the regular NES and the Super NES, we'll be going back and forth like, man, what games you got for the Genesis? Oh, I got that same game for the NES. Well, man, what game is that? Blah blah blah. I'm like, all right, cool. Like, you think you could have company? After school or whatever, I can come through and check out the games here on the Genesis, and they ask the same thing. Like, man, what you doing after school? You think we can come by and play some of them games on the Super Nintendo? Like, yeah, it should be cool. Let me ask my parents. And that's what we did. We didn't go back and forth talking about, oh, Genesis garbage and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, we had our little jokes here and there. But at the end of the day, we respect the console because it was games that we liked to play. You know what I'm saying? I knew one kid that actually, he was a multiplayer. He had the Super Nintendo and the Genesis, so he was getting the best of both worlds. You know what I'm saying? He was getting games for the Genesis and the Super Nintendo. You know what I'm saying? So he had it, and the rest of us, you know what I'm saying, it was either, Nintendo or the Genesis. And we just went to each other's house, you know what I'm saying, and played the games, and, we had fun. At the end of the day, we had fun. Yeah, we'll joke and say, who's better, Mario or Sonic? You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, everything was cool because during the next Christmas, we was thinking about maybe getting that Genesis to go with our Super Nintendo, or they was thinking about getting a Super Nintendo to go with their Genesis. But these gamers today, man, I don't know what's wrong with them. It's like hatred, they hate on everything. You know what I'm saying? They hate on everything. Like these consoles can't do nothing without them. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's wrong with games.
Well, Miss K said they do that shit for views, and I do agree they do it for views too, but I think it's easier, I really do, I think it's easier for somebody to hate on something and say they don't want that than have to go out and buy that Xbox One or PS4 or even Wii U, they go out there and just hate on shit. If you never owned a Wii U and you constantly hate it, I have a legitimate reason why I hate the Wii U. I owned the thing for going on 3 years. I got tired of the damn thing. I was tired of waiting for games. This E3 Nintendo Live event proved to us that the Wii U is done. I'm not supporting a console that Nintendo's not supporting. You know what I'm saying? But if you never owned, a Wii U and have such a strong opinion about it that, you never played a game on it or nothing, I can't really, agree with what you have to say. I can't, all I noticed and I talk to a lot of people on YouTube, and I talk to a lot of people on PS4 Party Chat, and a lot of them, first thing they say about the Xbox is, oh, that's dog shit, blah, 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 blah. But they've never owned one. They never played one, They never even tried it.
They didn't research one, at least.
I mean, you can't have such a strong opinion about something if you have not played it. How's it going, Hachi and Kono? How you guys doing today?
Yo, what's up?
It's going good.
We started the, I don't know when you started watching it, but we started actually talking about the video that you addressed with Shokio, and we just talked about, well, I want to talk about that since I got you in here. What's your, with the whole thing with Shokio, you don't think there's no hype around E3? That's
Oh,
made people...
no. I'm not saying that, but Shokio is like, you know, I even said in the video, I'm not trying to like, some people take people's opinions, and just because how they're spreading their opinion, people say, oh, you're trying to take your opinion as a fact. And the way I was taking Shokio's opinion, because he just kept saying E3 is about hype, like, period. That's the point. That's the reason these corporations spend all this money to get you hyped. That's not true. It's just advertisement. They're trying to sell you something. You don't have to be hyped up to buy anything. And I think that's the thing that people miss. And like, even people in the comments was like, well, if you're not hyped, why would you buy something? And I'm like, do you get hyped when you go buy toilet paper? Like, you know, you go, you know, you just want, if I want to, like even now when I was a kid, right? You know, when we were kids, we played games, but let's be honest, like no one really, when you were that young, no one really paid attention to the industry that much. Most of the times you bought a game because you were either in the game section at Walmart or in the game store and you saw something nice on the shelf and you wanted to buy it. I still do that to this day. It's a lot of games I buy that I never knew existed till I just saw it on the shelf. Even though I follow the industry, it's just so many games that you can't really keep up with them all. So, you know, people were just kind of confused. They were like, Grim, why would you buy a game if you're not hyped for it? I'm like, well, sometimes I don't even know the game exists till I see it. I mean, how could I get hyped for something I don't even know is there?
Well, I can agree with you on that, but I mean, I do agree. To a certain extent, you do have to say, I mean, it's your opinion, but I would say E3, the main thing with E3 is hype to get people hyped up for whatever's coming out. But I do get what you're saying with toilet paper. If I go to the store, I ain't hyped up to buy it. I just need it.
Yeah,
you know, I get where you're coming from. I understand that, but I would say around E3, if there wasn't hype around E3, it wouldn't, you know, I don't think a lot of people would still watch it, like, you know, to see what games are coming out, but I think hype is a big factor to E3, because if they have, like, you know, if we watch a conference, it's just straight boring, you know, and there's no hype around it, they're not coming out and showing you things that you didn't know and getting you excited for this, and, you know, I don't know. I mean, I understand where you're coming from, though, dude. I do understand.
Like, the best way to put it is this, right? I mean, we all understand that the majority of people that buy games are the casual market. The casual market buys the majority of titles. But the casual market also is not really the people watching E3. So, you know, the majority of people aren't even watching E3 that buys video games. So and most of these people, like, that I know that buy games all the time, they don't know that E3 even exists unless someone like me or you that really pays attention tells them, like, hey, go to Twitch and watch E3 this year. They won't know that's going on. Like, the people that buy Call of Duty every year and buy Halo all the time and stuff like that, they don't watch E3 like that. So, like, even with that being said, you know, I don't know, like, hype is definitely like something that we get. I was hyped for E3. I'm not saying that's not an emotion or a feeling you're going to get. I'm just saying that hype doesn't equal sales, and the point of E3 is just a big advertisement. The point to advertise something is to sell something. So hype doesn't mean I can be hyped for plenty of things at E3. That doesn't mean I'm gonna buy it all or I can buy none of it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying the hype. You know, if he's saying that hype is what we're experiencing, like, okay, sure, but to the people who run E3, pay the money to have these booths and stuff and to get these people on stage, hype is meaningless if no one buys anything. And trust me, there's plenty of things I'm pretty sure we all been hyped for we never went out and got. Either we forgot about it, something came up, or, you know, look at what's the game? Watch Dogs, right? People were hyped for it, right? And then before it came out, people start seeing the downgrade and stuff, but it still sold very well, even though the hype went completely away. The hype for the Division is going away extremely fast. For a lot of people. Yeah, I bet you still sell like gangbusters. That, like, hype doesn't mean too much nothing most of the time.
Well, it just, I understand. I do understand where you're coming from, and I do understand where Shoki is coming from. Like, you know, you do have to have some hype with E3. Like, Nintendo's live event was a disaster. I mean, I don't see how they could just say, okay, this looks great, let's go with this, Miyamoto and Reggie, and they're all like, yeah, you know, and it was horrible. But I do understand what you're talking about. I mean, but I would say if you take, like, example, the PS4, it has a lot of hype around it, and I think that did sell the PS4 to an extent. You know, just hype, people saying, oh, 1080p, this and that. I mean, I don't know, but I see what you're looking at it a whole different way, too. I mean, I understand. I get what you're saying now.
Yeah.
What about you, Kono, or is Kono there? He's got his mic
Yeah,
off.
I'm here.
What would you say hype is with E3? Like, or do you get what Grimpachi's saying? Or
When I watch E3, it's to find something to get hyped about. It's honestly to find something to get hyped about. It succeeded for a few games, and that's what I honestly think that, well, that's what I believe for me, for E3 to be about. But it is obviously to advertise games, to advertise new stuff that's coming out, and some old stuff that needs to be repeated. So, advertising is the main thing, with hype as a secondary, but they're both extremely major points.
Okay, I see where everybody's coming from. What about, I haven't heard from you in a long time, Levon. What do you think about E3? Do you think it's hype, or do you think people are just going to buy shit regardless without hype?
Yes, it is about hype, because they kind of need it for some of these games, because otherwise, some of these games will be irrelevant. The Division, anyone?
Okay, alright, Levon.
I don't got that much to say about it.
Oh, it's alright. At least I haven't heard
I
from
have
you.
way too much to say about it, but I'm not gonna rant here.
Yeah, I don't want to make the reason I didn't invite too many people in this podcast and you guys asked to come in, because I got a lot to talk about. I didn't really cover anything to do with E3 but Sony, and I want to talk about Sony a little bit more too. But I'm going to go over everything. That's the only thing I want to say. So if you're not in for a long podcast, I can understand if you want to leave or whatever. It's going to be long probably. I'm not trying not to do too long, but I mean, it's going to be hard not to do it long. I guess we're first going to go with, I guess we'll go with, Microsoft. I'll go with them first. Microsoft came out pretty much, I guess, with, now I had notes for Microsoft, but I guess I'm going to have to go by my phone because I can't find where I put them. But Microsoft came out with, I believe, Halo Guardians demo. Was their main thing they started with? Was that the first thing they shown? If I remember.
Yes, Halo 5 CIA parody in space was the first thing they showed.
Okay, what did you guys think about Halo 5? Did you...
You know my thoughts. It's a CIA parody in space, and that's... Well, the first minute in, I automatically thought of Burn Notice. And a Burn Notice plot in a Halo game, no thanks.
Okay. What about you, Grim? What do you think about Halo 5?
No.
I don't know if Grim's there. What about you, Levon? What about Halo 5? Did you think it was decent, or...
It looked okay.
Are you a big Halo fan, or no?
I don't really play too many first-person shooters.
Okay, I understand that. What about you, Old Dirty? You like Halo, right?
Yeah, I like Halo. I'm not the biggest fan of Halo, but you know, I do like. I do own all of them, just about. I just like playing the campaign, multiplayer a little, but I'm more into the campaign of Halo. So, I mean, it looked good for what they showed. So, you know.
Yeah, I like the lore of Halo, and Halo 5 just ruined the lore for me, sadly.
MDZ79, I would invite you, man. I just can't have it's going to be a long podcast. I'll get you next time for sure, I promise. So yeah, Halo 5 to me, it did look alright. You know, if I had got an Xbox One, when I get one, I might get Halo 5. I'm not saying it's a bad game or anything. It's just Halo's been done before. It's Halo. And it looks like they're kind of turning into Call of Duty. It's not so much Halo anymore to me. What about you, Grim? Did you ever get back, or?
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay, you like Halo, right, or no?
Yeah, I like Halo.
Did you like that Halo demo that they showed off at E3 in the beginning, or whatever they showed?
I felt what they showed was very maybe a low point in the game. Like it was kind of boring. The part they showed. And really, when after E3, I kind of really thought about it, and it just reminded me a lot of Reach. And I was just like, I don't know, like I'm a Halo fan, but I think maybe they should probably stop. You know, like it's kind of like Halo's cool, but it's getting old. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, they gotta move away from Halo and find a new franchise that could be their mascot instead of like how Nintendo pushes Mario all the time. Seems like Microsoft's always pushing Halo, and then their second one goes to Gears, and then from there it's it's open, but it's mainly those two.
yeah.
People will have an outcry if Halo died.
Halo is a big game. Nobody can deny that. It's a big game. Like Mario, it's a big game. You can't deny that. But it's enough. Enough's enough. Stop the Mario. Stop the Halo. I mean, give it a break for a while and come back. That's why GTA does so well. They take a 6-year break and come back and bring you a new game. And everybody runs out and buys it. I mean, Halo people are going to run out and buy that game too. Don't get me wrong, but give it a break. Microsoft, go after something else. But I will say, it looked alright. Will I get it when I get my Xbox One? Most likely. Like, I'll get the Master Chief Collection just to play it. But I'm not... I used to be like a Halo dude when Halo 2 was out. Back in the day, I played the multiplayer constantly. When Halo 3 hit and they added jetpacks, I wasn't feeling it no more, but I did like the story. I always liked the story of Halo for some reason. The story, the single player. Then they showed, I think they showed that game Recore. Was that the next one they showed?
Yes, they showed Recore, and I personally thought that CGI teaser was pretty good, and I think it'll be promising.
Okay, what about you, Grim? Did you like Recore? Or?
Recore was the robot thing with the girl with the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, it seemed kind of interesting, but I don't know. They ain't really show any gameplay, so I don't know what it's about.
Yeah, that was basically a CGI trailer, if I'm correct, right?
Yeah.
Okay, because I don't have my notes. I wrote down notes for that conference, and I don't know where they are. I'm just going by this website I found that has like the E3 list for Microsoft. So that ain't even coming out this year, is it?
No, I don't think it's coming out anytime soon.
Okay, so I had all the dates and everything. Fallout 4 they showed. We've seen it at Bethesda's. The game looks fucking great. I mean, I'm sorry. I'll be getting that. It comes out November 11th, I believe. So I'm pretty excited for Fallout 4, since I've been playing RPGs and getting into them. What do you think, Chrono, on Fallout 4?
Oh, me. I misheard that. Sorry. Hyped to all hell.
Okay, that's alright. I mean, I think pretty decent amount of Fallout 4, wouldn't you say, on even Bethesda?
Yeah, the customization, probably the largest Fallout map for Fallout. May or may not be larger than Oblivion, at least. I know Skyrim's larger than that, but we'll have to wait and see for that at least. And of course, mention the customization for all the weapons. We only saw a few of those. Need to see the rest. And of course, the story.
You can do a ton of customizations, even on your armor. All kinds of shit. What do you think, Grim, of Fallout 4?
When I didn't play the original ones. I still got to get around to buying those, but I did play, put a lot of hours into Fallout 3 in New Vegas, and like I was expecting to be blown away by Fallout 4, but when I saw it, I was just like, I'm gonna get it day one, definitely. But I looked at it and I'm just like, oh, I don't know what I was expecting, but it was just like, oh, this is Fallout, and I'll buy it day one. Like I didn't really feel any type of way, really. I was just like, oh, okay, Fallout.
All right, that's understandable. Yeah, I'm with you. I like it, but I'm not a huge Fallout fan. I played the third one, and I liked what I played of it until my character got, I guess, sick and couldn't move. But 5 miles an hour. You know, he wasn't really going fast. I got kind of agitated with the game, called it a day. But at that time, I really wouldn't take the time out with an RPG and figure out what's going on. It wasn't my game type. Now I'm starting to like them. So who knows? I might like this one. I'll get it day one. What about you, Levon? Do you like Fallout, the series, or looking forward to Fallout 4?
I can see the hype and understand why people are hyped for it, because when did Fallout New Vegas came out? 2010, I think. Like,
a while ago.
But I think, huh?
It was a little
2010.
Yeah. Okay. But I can understand why people are hyped, because they want a new sequel and it was kind of unexpected.
Okay. What about you, Old Dirty? You hyped for Fallout 4? Or?
I'm not hyped for it, but I'm actually looking forward to it. I played some Fallout 3, and I thought it was pretty cool back then. You know, when I played it on the 360. So it might be a day one purchase for me. I don't know yet, but from what they showed, it did look, you know, interesting.
Okay. Now, what I noticed Microsoft was doing with their conference, now that they have the backwards capable to do, 360 games, I noticed they were giving you the games from last generation with the new games. Did they do that with Fallout 4? They're going to give you the old Fallout 4 or Fallout 3?
Yep.
Okay. That's cool to me. I like that because, it's a fucking free game. No matter how you want to look at it. They're giving you, here's this. And now, is it just Fallout 3 they're giving you with that, or is there another one?
Yeah, it's only Fallout 3.
It's just Fallout 3.
Just Fallout 3, because Rainbow Six, they're giving you 2.
Yep.
2 previous games. That's cool. So that's one thing I'll have to give Microsoft. If you buy the Fallout 4 version of Xbox One, you get a free game. Whatever. It's cool. Then they showed Plants vs. Zombies, which I'm excited for. I like the first one. I think this one looks really cool. Is this a timed exclusive like it was last time around, or?
Oh, I don't think they say anything about that. I think they just showed it at Microsoft's event. It may come out. I think it's just coming out.
It's most likely getting a worldwide release.
Okay, that's cool. Then that's cool, because then I don't have to wait if I didn't get an Xbox One or whatever. What did you guys think of this? I thought it was pretty cool. I like the original one. I think it's a great game.
I never played the original one personally, but Garden Warfare 2 does seem interesting, and I'll definitely get it and play it, because, hey, it's interesting. It has features I like, so why not?
Okay, and I just want to warn people, I'm having, I guess, it's a storm going on. I hope I don't lose my electricity or it shuts podcasts off, but who knows. What about you, Old Dirty? Did you like the Plants vs. Zombies too?
Yeah, I actually like what I seen. It looked like they stepped it up from the first Garden Warfare, which was pretty cool. It was fun. You know what I'm saying? I played, it was only multiplayer, I think it was, and I had fun with it. So just looking at this one and just seeing, some of the new stuff they were showing, and with the plants and the zombies, new zombies and stuff like that, looked pretty cool.
Okay. Does anybody else have anything else to say on that before we move on? Okay. I'm going to try to move this as fast as I can. Forza Motorsports 6. I played, the only Forza game I played on the Xbox One is at my brother's house. I played the Fast and the Furious edition, I guess you call it, or whatever. I didn't like it. So I hope it doesn't play like that, which most likely I would assume they all play the same. Or am I right, Grim? Or did you ever play?
Oh, if you played that, you played Forza Horizon. That's different than just normal Forza. Forza Horizon's kind of like street racing ish. Like it still kind of got sim racing qualities, but normal Forza is a complete sim racer. So that's what Forza 6 is. So.
Okay, I just wasn't impressed with it. I didn't like the driving. I didn't like the. I just didn't like that. I don't know. I didn't like that. So I'm assuming that's how some of them are, and I hope maybe this one they're making now is good, but I don't see the big. I don't see the big thing why they have to release these every year. I don't get it. Like I don't think it should be a yearly franchise. That's just me. What do you think, Levon? Are you looking forward to Forza Motorsport 6?
I never. It looked good for what it is. Is it 1080p, 60 frames per second?
I would
It's
assume,
1080p. I
Yeah,
forgot if they said it was
60
30 or 60.
Oh, okay. So I guess it looked cool. It looked alright. What it?
What about you, Old Dirty? Did you like Forza Motorsport 6?
It actually looks cool. I don't have any Forza on the Xbox One besides the Fast and Furious. I know this one is more. I like more of the arcade, but I guess as time goes on, I keep seeing some stuff, trailers and stuff. I may pick this one up, even though it's simulation. I have to see, but from what I've seen, it's a gorgeous looking.
I mean, do you think it should be a yearly franchise?
Nah, I don't think they should release it, every year. I think maybe every 2 years I can see, yeah, but every year, nah.
I just don't. I don't know. Does anybody else have anything on that? I'm gonna move on.
Forza 6, it's incredibly disappointing for me because I want Forza to succeed. I really do. I want them to make a good quality racing game, and with Forza 6, all it screams to me is Forza 4 remake, because it has the same amount of cars as Forza 4 and same amount of tracks. All it improves is, you finally have weather effects that Gran Turismo has had since the 5th installation. Oh, congratulations. 1080p 60 FPS, what GT5 has? Congratulations. So there's just nothing to be impressed about for me.
Okay, I can agree with that. Then I believe they showed Dark Souls 3. Basically, it was a CGI trailer that I've seen. It looks cool for a CGI trailer, but I mean, you don't know any. I mean, we're all assuming it's the same kind like Dark Souls 2 and the rest of them, just better graphics and probably gonna be a good game. But
probably a few different features too.
Yeah, I mean, I'll play it because I like Bloodborne. It's getting me into those games. So, what about you, Grim? Did you like that or
Like what?
the
Dark
CGI
Souls?
trailer for Dark Souls 3?
I mean, it ain't really do anything for me.
Yeah.
I just like, because we already knew it was going to be announced. It was like a leak that it was going to be announced. So I was just like, okay, CGI trailer.
Now with that, basically it's a CGI trailer. So what would be the purpose of that? I would say it'd be hype to get you hyped up for Dark Souls 3. Oh look, it's coming. Now wouldn't you agree that's hype?
Yeah.
I mean, it can get you hyped, but it's also, I mean, like, okay, like hype is an emotion. It's being excited. So I mean, the message is still getting across. Like all the point of the trailer is to let you know that we're making a Dark Souls 3. I may not get hype for that trailer, but you may get hype. The point of the trailer is not to get. I mean, if the point of the trailer is to get you hype, there's so many advertisements that fail because not everything gets someone hype. Some people may be turned off by certain trailers or advertisements. Some people just look at it like I did and just say, "Oh, okay, Dark Souls 3 is coming out."
You wouldn't say it's their main agenda though to get Dark Souls fans hyped for the next one?
I think their main agenda is to sell more units. Now, if they think hype equals sales, I guess, but like I said, a lot of times, a lot of games sell and the hype isn't there. Now, there are games like GTA 5 that had a lot of hype that sold very well, but we all know there's games that had a lot of hype that didn't sell that well. So, hype doesn't always equal.
Well, you would say that like a game like Watch Dogs, though, the hype surrounding that game did sell it, right, to a certain extent.
Yeah, we could say that. But like I said, at the beginning, like before it released, the hype went away because of the downgrade. A lot of people were disgusted by the game. It still sold very well.
Mm-hmm.
Look at
But there
Bayonetta 2.
were-
Bayonetta 2 really didn't have any negative thing towards it, correct? A lot of people that are Bayonetta fans, a lot of people that just like good games were hyped for the game. Has it hit 1 million yet?
Yeah, that's true. But I'm just saying, like a game like Watch Dogs, if it didn't have that hype around it, I don't think it would have sold like that.
How much would you think that would have sold? Like 1 million?
I would have just thought it was sold like an average game. You know, people would have maybe like kind of like Zombie U sold on the Wii U.
It sold about like 700,000.
Like average. That's what I think. I think with these developers, that their main purpose with Dark Souls 3 is like they didn't show no gameplay, they didn't show nothing. So, I mean, basically they could just say Dark Souls 3 and not even shown a CGI trailer, but at least they got people excited for the new one coming. You know, I mean, I don't know. You could look at. I see where Grim Pachi's looking at it too, but I mean, I look at it kind of like you know, I see people getting excited for that. You know.
And look
I mean,
at look at the Xbox One. The Xbox One and PS4. The PS4 is outselling the Xbox One, but we could say the Xbox One and PS4 are selling pretty good, you know, both of the systems. And the Xbox One has been selling pretty good since it came out, but who was really like, other than people that were really just ride or die for Microsoft, who was hyped for Xbox One when it first released with all the negative press behind it? It still sold very well.
Nobody really wasn't hyped for the Xbox One. And
Yeah.
you could say, what about the PS4 when it was announced with the whole Sony February conference? Anyone remember that? I mean, it had mixed reactions, don't you think?
people were so hyped up at the PS4, wherever I can't remember quite where they announced. I think it was the PlayStation Experience where they announced the price for the PS4, or was it E3? One of the two.
I'm talking about when they show the share button thing and the architecture stuff. That's one.
Oh, you're talking about the share? Okay. I don't know. I can't. You see so many different conferences; they all blend together. I'm just talking when they announced that price point for PS4, there were people so fucking hyped up in the audience that they didn't even really notice that PlayStation's like, and you gotta pay for online. They're still fucking cheering. They're so excited. Am I not the only one that noticed that?
Yeah, I saw that.
Snuck in there.
I mean, that's how hyped up they had them right there, that they didn't even care that they were going to pay for online, and everybody was against paying for online for the PlayStation 3. You know, like, I mean, the PS, that was a rumor. You know, people didn't want to pay. That's one thing people loved about PlayStation with, you know, the PS3. We didn't have to pay for online. And here they go announcing $400, and they're like, woo, they're so happy it's, you know, cheap, $100 cheaper than Xbox. They didn't even, like, say anything when, or, you know, they're still cheering while they announce, and you have to pay for online. They just threw that in there. You know, but it is hype. I see where Grimpachi's coming from. I just wanted to see what he thought on that.
And to use a better example, because earlier I did kind of use a necessity like toilet paper, but like I like Taco Bell. I don't get hyped because I'm about to go buy a burrito. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't need to eat a burrito.
But video games are a form of entertainment. Food isn't a form of entertainment, really, unless you're going out to a restaurant and you're.
Well, all right.
Yeah,
Using music as an example too, like I buy albums and stuff, but a lot of times I just buy them because, you know, I listen to them on the radio, or I know a friend or somebody is listening to something. I'm like, what is that? I'll go buy it. I'm not hyped. I'm not excited. And half the time I go buy it whenever I get around. Like it's not even like a rush to go get it. It's like, oh, I'm at the store. Oh, that's Lil Wayne's album. Oh, okay. You know.
Some people do get excited for Lil Wayne's new
Yeah,
album.
some people do, some people, you know, just don't. Like, but
Yeah,
you know,
but
that's all I'm saying is it like I said, like I just felt Showcase was basically saying the end all be all point of E3 is hype, and I'm just like, I mean, hype doesn't equal sales. Hype doesn't pay nobody's bills. You think all this money they spending is just to get people excited? Like,
I
you
think
know,
so. I'm sorry.
I mean, I don't know, like, cause I mean,
to a certain extent.
Okay, well, let me put it like this. Okay, if it was you're going by your logic, E3 would just be a list of games shown on a video, and that's E3. Have a nice day, you know they're coming. But they go into this extra length to hype shit up and have people come on stage and talk about the games. I mean, they're getting people excited for shit. And excitement is hype. It's just another word used for it. I mean, you can call it what you want to call it. It's hype. It's the hype train.
Yeah, I mean, it's to get, you know, Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo is trying to get you hyped, you know, for the games that's coming out. Now, for a person that maybe doesn't own, you know what I'm saying? You may be sitting on the fence for one of those consoles, and you see their press conference, and you like, man, they really bringing out some good stuff. You know what I'm saying? Third party wise, I can get it on the other console, but the first party looking real good. You know what I'm saying? Plus the stuff that they already got out that I want to play, even though I was on the fence of like, should I get this console or not? You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. It's the.
I give you the best example, right? And like I could give like 2 days, well, yesterday I went out and bought a new 3DS, right? I bought it because the reason I watched E3 was not only because I'm a gamer and I just want to know what's coming out and stuff like that. I was watching E3 because like I was going to make a purchase decision. So I was watching E3. If you even watch I'm not saying you got to because it's like an hour long a piece, but like pretty much every event I said, Sony, sell me something. Nintendo's, I'm waiting for these companies to advertise something to me and sell me on a device. And at the end of the day, I was just like, the only thing I saw that had a lot of games coming to it that I wanted to play, and it wasn't even like when I went to the store to buy it, I went and bought the new 3DS. It wasn't like, oh, I'm so happy. Like, I'm happy I got it, but it wasn't like, I don't know, like that feeling. I still remember the feeling when I was like a kid. Huh?
It's called growing up. You're
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the feeling when I was a kid of like, oh my god, like I can't wait to go. That doesn't really happen anymore, So I guess like me feeling hype is rare. So that's probably why I'm not quite understanding, because it's like I just don't get hyped for stuff anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not a bad thing. That's just like a level of like as I get older, it's just.
Oh yeah, you get
I can definitely understand what Grim is talking about, because from what I've seen, what I'm saying, at E3 and other E3s, I wasn't ever hyped for too many games. It was only a few games that I was hyped for throughout this this generation console that actually came out, that I could actually say, oh man, I can't wait to get this game. Like Rainbow Six The Siege, I was hyped for it because that was a game that supposed to came to the 360, and I was looking forward to it. But then it got pushed back to the newer consoles. So I was hyped for that. And another game that got me hyped was when Ubisoft actually showed Ghost Recon. I'm like, oh shit, Ghost Recon, that's my shit. I was hyped for it. And the last other game I was hyped for was the Wonderful 101. I was really hyped for the game because to me it was something different. I got hyped off the gameplay because I've never seen a game that does that to this day, or even in the past I haven't seen a game that plays or has that same mechanic as the Wonderful 101, and I thought it was just so unique. I'm like, damn, that's what I'm looking for, something different. You know what I'm saying? I was hyped, and I actually passed up on Grand Theft Auto 5 because I knew what Grand Theft Auto 5 was bringing to the table. The same shit, but it's fun, but it's the same shit. So I wasn't hyped like everybody else on Grand Theft Auto.
Well, it is true. It's not going to hype everybody up, but that's one of their main agendas, to hype people up. Like if I went to go pay my cable bill, I'm not hyped to go pay that, but I got to pay it. I'm looking at like Grimpachi's aspect of the whole thing, but this is entertainment. My cable bill is entertainment too, but you have to pay that bill. You're not excited to pay that cable bill. But I see what you're trying to say. But when you pay your mortgage, you're not hyped to pay. But something you got to pay, toilet paper, you got to use because you got to shit. But like a video game is not something necessarily you have to have. You don't, and they get you excited to go get it if you like it. People that don't like video games aren't hyped for that. E3 does nothing for them. But I get what Grimpachi's saying. He's getting older. He's not as hyped as stuff for as he used to as a kid. Like, I can't get that same feeling like I got when I first got my Super Nintendo or my N64. I don't get that when I get the PS4. I'm still excited, don't get me wrong, but it's nothing like that level of excitement that I had when I was playing Turok for the first time. It's just not like that. But I say E3 does have hype around it, and there is people that, like Grimpachi, that, is looking forward to see what he wants, but he's not so excited. But I mean, they do have to get people, that's what they're trying to do. I mean, I don't know how else to spin it, I mean, it's everybody's opinion too, but I mean, marketing is, advertisement is getting people excited for stuff. If it's not good advertisement. Some people don't get excited for stuff. I mean, I don't know how else to. You could go so many different ways with it, but I would say, in my opinion, if they show a CGI trailer for Dark Souls 3, that would be getting Dark Souls fans excited for the next one, or they would just say Dark Souls 3 and not show shit. I don't know, but let's move on. We'll go on about that forever. Then they showed HoloLens Minecraft demo, I guess, with the was that with the whole what's their damn thing called, the
HoloLens?
Not Morpheus. Was that the virtual reality thing?
Yeah.
Okay. That's what the what's Xbox one's called, the
AR. It's augmented reality, not virtual reality.
Okay. What did you guys think about that? Was that cool? You could do that with Minecraft?
I mean, it was cool for what it is when I could see the use for Minecraft, but as far as other games go, like iffy.
HoloLens is more specialized for industrial uses than it is for gaming, honestly.
Like for jobs and stuff.
Like for engineering, stuff like that.
Okay.
I can see.
I thought it was cool. Let's just agree or disagree, because I'll move on. I didn't find it too exciting.
It was okay.
It was cool and all. You know, I read afterwards that they kind of like misled people. It's not going to be like, you saw how big the table was and how the viewing. You know, the image is going to be much smaller than that. You're not going to be able to do all that crap. Apparently, that's what I read. But I mean, it's cool, but I'm not. You know, you come home, you want to play a video game, and I already don't want to put headphones on. You know what I'm saying? So I'm damn sure ain't going to put some glasses on. I already got to wear glasses in the first place. I don't want to wear more glasses.
Yeah, see, the problem with, like, this whole virtual reality type shit, it's the same thing with 3D. You know, they had 3D TVs come out, people have to wear glasses all the time. Nobody wants to wear glasses or something on your head all the time. It's fun, unless the game really immerses you into it. Like, say they got a Call of Duty game where you feel like you're actually
or a racing game.
seeing people. I think that'd be cool, you know, but I don't think that's going to be like that right off the rip. Who knows? You know, are you going to actually be able to move with your feet and actually go somewhere? Or is it going to make you feel like you're actually moving somewhere in the game? Or is it just all visuals? Like, I noticed Morpheus did a demo, I don't know, a little while back, where you're in a little shark cage, like in the water, and you're going down and you're seeing the shark and shit come at you. Like, it looked kind of cool, but I want to see something that actually you move around and stuff. I don't know how that's all going to go about, but what do you think, Old Dirty, about the whole Minecraft thing?
It was okay. I mean, it wasn't nothing, you know, mind blowing. You know what I'm saying? Shit, the 3DS was with the AR cards. You know what I'm saying? You can, you know, play little mini games or whatever, pulling up on your table, and your table look like it's caving in and shit. So, and plus, you know, wearing stuff on your face, man. I'm not trying to do that. I don't want to wear no big ass, you know, goggles on my face, you know what I'm saying, to play a game. If I need to look around me, you know what I'm saying? Like, I need to know what's, you know, my surroundings, you know.
I have a question. Did any of you guys ever go to Universal Studios in Orlando?
Yeah, I have.
Or have you ever been to Universal Studios in California?
I've been in Orlando.
Okay, did you ever go on the Spider-Man ride or the Back to the Future or Bart Simpson? Okay, that's what I'm assuming they're kind of aiming for, something like that. It's kind of like tricking you that you're there, but you're really not really going anywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If they can pull off something like that, because you know, the Spider-Man ride actually gave you the feeling that you're falling off a fucking skyscraper. You know? If they can fool you like that, then it's worth it. I don't think we're ever going to know, like, what this stuff's like until we actually try it. Because I did hear them say that you can't really experience this by looking at it on YouTube or, you know, TV, you know, watching some kind of demonstration. You got to actually do it yourself. And, I mean, from what I see with this whole virtual reality shit that they're doing, they're putting a lot of money behind it. And I noticed a lot of developers at E3 were talking about the possibility of them making games. for this whole Morpheus and whatever. I forgot whatever. What's the one Microsoft's doing?
They're doing. We just said HoloLens, and then.
No, what's the name for it? They have a name for it, like Morpheus. Sony's Morpheus.
It's called HoloLens. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not the name that I'm looking for. What's the name? What's the main?
Oh, you're talking about them teaming up with the Oculus Rift.
Yeah, Oculus Rift. That's what I'm saying. It's not like the Oculus Rift. That's what I'm saying. Oculus Rift and the Morpheus. Like, you would have to experience them, I think, yourself to do them. And I think, from what I'm seeing from developers, some of them are on board for it, some of them aren't. This is like a thing that could fail or it could do good. It's one or the two. But I think if it fails, it could kind of hurt the industry if they're putting a lot of money behind it. Because if Sony's pouring a lot of money into that Morpheus and it fails, I mean, Sony don't got much money to begin with, like these other companies. So who knows? They seem like it's going to work. Like, they're pretty excited for it, a lot of these companies. Who knows if it will? It's time will tell. It'll be like, with the whole Blu-ray and HD DVD thing. HD DVD failed, Blu-ray won, Who knows what's going to happen here? I would have thought, I mean, I'm being honest too. From being a kid growing up playing video games, I would have thought we would have been into virtual reality a long time ago, I'm surprised we weren't into that generations ago, and now we're finally just getting, to it. I mean, that was like, when I was growing up, that was something people always talked about, virtual reality. You guys ever see the movie The Lawnmower Man?
Yeah.
Okay, that was a game that he put it on, it made him go crazy, but that was like a big thing. Everybody saw that movie, they'd be like, oh, that'd be so cool to do that, But now, like, people are just showing that they want, a controller in their hand and just look at a TV. Like, this whole motion control and virtual reality, I don't know if it'll work, because to me, I'll be honest, I rather just, right now at this point, from back then when I was a kid, I'd rather just have a controller and watch, do it on the TV. But, if you go buy a Nintendo gamer that wants, this immersive gameplay, I thought they'd be all for virtual reality, I don't know. That's just me. Let's see. Next thing, moving on. After that, they showed The Division. Anybody like what we saw The Division or no?
Got downgraded, so.
And I'm just going to ask you guys what, so we can move this along faster. If you want to comment on it, comment on it. If you don't, we'll just move on. The Division.
The Division, losing excitement. Really, at this point, I really don't care. I just want to go ahead and say this. I think that Ghost Recon looks like The Division in the summertime. So,
okay,
that's pretty much it.
Okay, what about you, Old Dirty? Do you Division, or you looking forward to that?
I'm looking for the story. I just know that it's supposed to be some type of apocalypse. I just know more of the story and what the hell we going up against, because mainly we just see your team going against some rowdy. Like, what is we some type of monster? What?
Now, The Division's kind of like a Last of Us type thing. It's the end of the world, right? Is there monsters in it, or?
I don't believe it is. I think it's just like looters and killers and murderers or something like that. I don't think it's any monsters.
Okay.
Yeah, they just know it's an apocalyptic world, but they not saying how and why. And that's why I'm looking forward more to the story. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's going on? Show me some more.
And it is an online-based game. It's online, pretty much. That's the main thing in this game, is online multiplayer.
Yeah, I think it's online only. I think that's the only way to play it.
Okay.
Another Destiny story.
I'm looking forward to The Division because I do like games like Ghost Recon. I like that setup. It has a different story and stuff. I get what Grim's saying. It kind of does look like Ghost Recon, but I'm looking forward to it. I don't expect these games to look like what they show us. I'll save that for EA, but we'll say a little bit of it now. Like with Star Wars Battlefront, if they can give me the game looking like that, I'm fucking excited. I'll be real happy buying that game. Hell yeah. I don't think that game's going to look like that once I get it. Next one they showed was Rainbow Six The Siege, and that is a definite downgrade. I have to say that. That does not look like what was first shown. I don't think, in my opinion. What do you guys think?
Nope. And I was telling my buddies when they first showed it off, it's not going to look like that, and they were just like, "It is. You got to stop being so negative." And I'm just like, "Look, I seen too many E3s. I done, seen too many of these events. It's not going to look that way."
Okay, I agree with that. I am looking forward to that. Even though the downgrade, I will say it looks to me. You know, what it looks like to me. It looks like Battlefield Hardline. It looks like Battlefield Hardline is on par with that graphic wise. Looks like that same kind of like animation because Battlefield 4 is a better looking game than Hardline, in my opinion. But it looks more like how Battlefield Hardline looks. The Siege, it looks just like it. That kind of cartoony look. It's not so much. Not. It just doesn't look like it. From
It looks to me like I don't even think it has like a cartoony. Like I'll give you this right. Like Battlefield 4 does look better than Hardline. Hardline just looks like a very washed out Battlefield 4. I think that's kind of what Rainbow Six. It just looks really like watered down and washed out. It almost looks like it could be on the 360. To be honest with you, like it doesn't look that great.
Oh, I agree. Graphic wise, does not look good, but gameplay, I'll like it because I like Rainbow Six games. But I mean, definitely does not look like what it was presented at first. What about you, Old Dirty?
I can't wait for the game. I mean, when I first seen it, it looked good, and what I see now, yeah, it's a downgrade, but I'm not disappointed because Dave already know when they show these games, I don't get hyped off the graphics because 9 times out of 10, as the date get closer for release, it doesn't look the same. I stopped being hyped for how games look back in the PS2 days. Because all they half the time is a CG and everybody get hyped up, and it ain't even a real game. But why I wanted to play it is because it was coming out for the 360, and the way it looked, maybe they just upscale it, the way it looks now, because this game was supposed to come out on the PS3 and 360 for the longest now. So I was really hyped when they actually announced it. So I'm like, oh yeah, I'm definitely getting it. You know what I'm saying? And the way how I see the graphics now, it still don't bother me. I just think it's going to be a cool game just to play. I'm looking, for the gameplay. I care less if it's, as realistic as, what I'm saying, the Order 1886.
Mm. I just want to know, like, what's going to be the standard, like, not standard, I can't say that. Where's the graphics we're looking for this generation? Is it the Order? Is that where I'm looking for, like, where graphics should be? Or should they be where Battlefield 4 is? Or should they be where, like, Rainbow Six, should that be the standard? What's going to be the next graphics generation?
I don't think there should be a standard. I think there should just be what the developers want the graphics to be.
Okay, so they came out with these consoles pushing 1080p, 60 frames per second. That was all I heard when these consoles were coming out, and here I am getting.
Well, yeah, things should be 1080p. That should be obvious, but every developer should have their own vision of their game in terms of art style and graphics. They should.
Yeah.
But would you agree that they hyped these consoles up so much to have all these impressive graphics and visuals, and now we're getting like games that look like they should be on the 360?
Yeah, they kind of hyped a little bit too much.
I mean, come on. I mean, Abe, my brother, we were riding in the car one day back from work, and he's, we were talking about games. He's got an Xbox One. He's sitting there talking to me. He says, this generation is a letdown in video games. And I said, what do you mean? He says, this isn't how they were making it out to look like. Like some of these, and he even said, some of these games look like it could be played on the 360, Just saying. I agree. I'm sorry, it's not what you would think.
A lot of developers these days are trying to aim for realism, I guess. Why maybe, if you kind of think about it.
Mm-hmm.
I
mean, I don't think anybody. I like gameplay, but I mean, some of these games I couldn't tell. Like Wolfenstein: The New Order, great game, loved it, but that looks like a game I could play on my 360.
Okay.
Just because the power is there doesn't mean they will or should use it. It's up to them to use it or not.
And that's why a lot of gamers, especially on YouTube, was hyping up these these two consoles because of the graphics card and the RAM that's in it. They was like really hyping this up. And I was like, I don't know why they hyping up these two consoles because it's not going to be a giant leap like these people thought it was going to be.
It was a moderately big leap.
It was a little step.
Oh, it's a leap from 720p, 30 FPS, and graphics to up to to consoles that can supply photorealism. Granted, granted the Xbox One will have to have some resolution differences if it wants photorealism, but I digress.
Mm-hmm. All right. So that's good for Rainbow Six. Gigantic. What did you guys think of that?
It looks okay.
That is a new IP, I believe, right? It's fresh.
What game?
Gigantic.
Oh.
That was the one. It looked like a car. It looked like a Disney type game or.
Oh, are you talking about Cuphead?
It's called Gigantic. I mean, that was what it was.
Gigantic.
Yeah.
It was to me.
It looks good. Oh,
yeah. That was a game I would see like Nintendo fans. They would like that. It's like some not Nintendo fans or anything, but looks like something they'd like. It's one of them type of games.
If I had an Xbox One, I would buy that.
Okay. Ashen. Then they showed Ashen. I think I'm saying it right. Did you guys like that or no?
Ashton's the one with the people looks like they don't have any faces.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looked pretty interesting.
Okay, it's interesting, but I wouldn't play it personally.
Yeah, I think it was something that it was like what Grimpachi said. It's interesting. Is it something I'm gonna run out and buy? No. But it looked good. Then they showed, I believe, Tacoma. This is another game that they showed, and I don't remember that one.
Talking about the one with the blind girl?
I think so. I'm not. I remember I have it, and I have to go buy this for this. I don't.
I think it's. I think.
Older.
I have no idea which one this is.
Yeah, I don't remember Tacoma. It's on this list, but yeah.
I guess it was forgettable.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I guess it wasn't worth talking about.
Tacoma is the game where it's like one of them. It's like one of them first-person games where you don't get to fight or nothing. It's supposed to be like scary or something.
I think so. I can't really.
You were in a spaceship, and they were asking the girl was asking where did all the people go, and the spaceship was telling her she doesn't have permission to find out that information or something like that.
Yeah, I think that was it. I'm trying to look for my notes. I had my notes on all this, but I can't find them. I looked through the whole room, but yeah, I don't remember that one. And I think the next thing they showed, which I am looking forward to, which Enix showed at their show, was Tomb Raider, Rise of Tomb Raider. That looked cool. What do you guys think of Rise of Tomb Raider?
It looked pretty cool. It looked interesting.
It looks interesting. And by the time it comes out on PS4, I'll hopefully have finished the games that hyped me up for this year that are coming out.
It looked. I mean, to me, it just looked too much like. I mean, not in a bad way, but it looked very similar to the last Tomb Raider. And I kind of got an Uncharted vibe. You know how Uncharted 1 was kind of in the jungle, and then Uncharted 2 was about the snow. It seems like they're doing the same shit.
Well, Tomb Raider, people gotta be fair with Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider was first. let's just clarify that. I mean, Uncharted and Tomb Raider, they're very similar because they're both kind of the same kind of type of game. You're going looking for stuff that's treasures and stuff like that. I mean, it's very similar. I mean, if you like Uncharted, I find it really hard you can't like Tomb Raider. You know what I'm saying? Like one of them, it's like Battlefield. If you like Call of Duty, you like Battlefield, or you hate one or the other. They're both very similar, though. And Tomb Raider is very similar to Uncharted. I mean, not exactly the same, but it's same game, let's say. Would you agree or disagree?
Yeah, they're pretty much the same thing.
I mean, I think it looked good. I do agree with Grimpachi. It looks kind of like the first one, but it looks a little bit better. I'd say The first Tomb Raider I wasn't really the biggest fan of, but this one they say they are adding more of a like a survival type thing to it, where you have to survive in it and hunt and stuff like that. It could be cool. I don't know. I think it looks good. Just wasn't really. I didn't really like the first one that much, but I'm a Tomb Raider fan. I'm talking about the first one. When I say the first one, I'm talking about the newest Tomb Raiders. Not the older ones. I was a big fan of the older Tomb Raiders. The newer ones, if it's like the last one they made, then it's like an okay game for me. But I mean, if they make it better than the first one, then I might like it. I don't know. What about you, Old Dirty?
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to this Tomb Raider. I played the definitive version, which I thought the definitive version was actually kind of cool because you actually get a chance to see, how she became, Lara Croft. How she was young, inexperienced, but during the game, you actually see, her get the courage to do what she had to do to become the Lord that we know as now. So that was pretty cool that I actually liked that as I was playing through the game. There was so much stuff she had to become that Lara Croft that we know now, and she's growing. So I'm looking forward to the next one.
Okay. Anybody else on that, or anybody else have anything to say on Tomb Raider?
I think we're good on that.
Yeah. Next one was Beyond. I think Beyond Eyes. I think it was called.
Yeah, that's the game with the blind girl. Never mind, my bad. Yeah, that's the game where you play as a blind person.
What do you think about that? Or good or bad?
I don't really have any thoughts about it, to be honest.
It was interesting, but I wouldn't buy it.
Okay, I'm with you guys on that one. I didn't find it that interesting. I mean, that's just my thoughts. What do you think, Old Dirty?
Yeah, I'm the same.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, a lot of games, people are saying with Microsoft showed off games that are coming this year, but to be honest with you, a lot of games that they did show, I'm not really hyped for that are coming this year. That was like one of the big arguments. You had Sony that showed a lot of games that are coming in 2016, but I'm sorry, they just showed off games I was more interested with. But Microsoft didn't have that bad. They did a pretty good show for the most part, better than last year. Then you had Cuphead.
Oh yeah, Cuphead. I can't wait for that to come out.
Did I sense sarcasm?
Was that sarcastic or?
No, that was serious. Oh no, yeah, we've been following Cuphead for a while in our community.
Wait, what's Cuphead?
It kind of looks like an old Mickey Mouse cartoon.
That's what I was talking about.
That Disney-looking stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah, I would buy that.
Okay. What about you, Old Dirty? You like Cuphead?
Oh yeah, I definitely enjoy watching that. It just looks how they actually capture, the 30s kind of cartoon and the animation and the facial expressions that they used to do back then. That they actually capture that in a video game. It just looks awesome. I'm definitely going to get that.
Okay, I have mixed feelings on it. I have to play it, see if I like it. It's a hit or miss for me. Ion teaser. They did Ion teaser trailer.
Regrettable.
I guess it's something to do with space. I can't.
That. Yeah. It's interesting, but I think it's the same with all the other, with most of the other stuff that show. It's too niche, and it's interesting, but it just doesn't have that much to go on.
Okay.
From what I see.
Anybody else on Ion?
Nah.
I wasn't excited for that. Okay, then the Rare did come out, with the whole Rare thing, the Rare Replay, that looked pretty cool. You're going to get 30 games. That's cool.
Oh, that's great. It is pretty great.
30 games for $30.
$30.
Other than the deal is good, I mean, there's not much more to say. To me, nice deal.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I'll probably get that when I get the Xbox One.
It's just an emulator, that's all it is.
Okay, and then Fable Legends. What did you guys think of that?
Man, whatever.
I never liked Fable, so.
You didn't like the first Fable?
Oh, to be fair, I only played 2 and 3, so I never played 2.
Okay, you met the first one was a good one.
I find Fable Legends interesting, personally.
Okay. What about you, Old Dirty, Fable Legends? And that's let me before I get Old Dirty's thoughts. That's a free to play game, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
I don't like free to play games. I don't like them.
Okay.
Not a big fan of them. What about you, Old Dirty, Fable Legends?
The Fable Legends, I would have to see more of it. I really haven't seen too much of it. I played the first one. I played 3. And this one, I don't know. I have to see more. I have to see more, actually, to get into it.
Back up your save game.
Okay. I'm not a big fan of free-to-play games. I like Fable, the first one. I didn't care too much for the ones after that. It could be a good game, it could not. I'm like Old Dirty, I'll have to see more. Sea of Thieves, that did look good. I will say that. I thought it looked good. What do you guys think of Sea of Thieves?
Look interesting.
Hmm.
It's an interesting concept, but I prefer playing as a pirate solo play. So, Assassin's Creed 4 did it first.
Okay. Alright, what about you, Old Dirty, Sea of Thieves?
Yeah, it looks okay. Once I see some more, about it, then, I can go from there.
Okay, and the whole thing with Microsoft becoming backwards compatible. What do you guys think? Do you think this is a win for Microsoft? Do you think that is a selling point? What's your overall
What
thought?
it told me was that they don't have much to offer in new games, so they're trying to give the players the ability to play old games, so it has an inflated library. And I just see that as, guys, you're looking backwards. I understand you don't have that many games, but this isn't the way to go.
I think that they announced this earlier last year in E3. It would have made the sales go up a little bit more higher, but at least that they got it now, I guess. But if they done it like last year, then it would have more of a effect.
Well, Levon, I don't think the reason they didn't announce it last year, I'm not a PC guy. A lot of you guys in here are, but from what I understand, it's not easy to do that, is it, for these consoles?
No, it's not easy to do.
So, I mean, last year they probably didn't figure out, which they should know their technology and what they're working with, their hardware.
Well, that in 2013, Phil Spencer was saying backwards compatibility is backwards thinking, which I personally believe, and they weren't planning on putting in backwards compatibility on the Xbox One at all.
Yeah, and I notice a lot of these companies go back on their word, like Nintendo's saying they're not going to go into the mobile market, and then they go into the mobile market. Sony's done things that they said they weren't going to do. Microsoft said that you had to have a Kinect to run your Xbox One, and then you don't need the Kinect. That's one thing I don't trust these companies at all when they say something. But I did hear that Sony said that they asked when Microsoft come out saying, "Oh, we're going to do backwards compatible and all that shit." Sony said that they hasn't really denied not wanting to do it or anything. They're not going to totally say no, but they did say it's actually hard to do it with their console.
Yeah, the PS3, I don't see that happening. The only way PS2 emulation happened was putting the PS2 hardware in PS3 after all.
Okay. Yeah, because now one thing to be fair too, when the PS3 had backwards capable, nobody cared.
Yeah, no one cares about backwards compatibility. Just look at the Wii U. It's fully backwards compatible to the Wii, yet it has the worst sales.
Mm-hmm.
So these hypocrites praising Xbox One backwards compatibility for 360 games, I'm sorry, do you have a Wii U? Do you play it? No. Then why are you excited?
I mean, but that's like that's kind of like silly thinking. Like, no one's saying backwards compatibility alone will push a
True.
system, but the Xbox One having backwards compatibility compared to the PlayStation 4 does give it a heads up when you're thinking about purchases.
It'll give it a slim increase in sales.
I mean, I don't know what type of, I don't really even follow sales. I don't know, but I know for a fact that the majority of Xbox owners have stayed on the 360.
Yeah.
Now, if they could just play their games on the Xbox One, they would probably just go get an Xbox One, because a lot of people I know that only stay there, they just stayed on the 360, and they even stay on the PS3 is because they don't want to get rid of their console, because it's a mental thing. They you don't have to get rid of the console to get a new one, but that's how they feel. They feel in order for me to get a PS4, I gotta get rid of my PS3. Get a Xbox One, I gotta get rid of my 360. But if I could play my games on the new system, well, then I will make that leap.
Yeah, and the thing is, even with the backwards compatibility coming this holiday, it's only 100-ish games that they're supporting at the start of it, and the start of it is a few months away.
Yeah, but
that sounds good.
But at the same time, I mean, to me, I don't think it's just pushing out the door. But to me, it's still a good marketing strategy to get those people that's still on the 360. Because I still have,
or they have a broken 360. I think the majority of the backwards compatibility sales will be from people with broken 360s, and they still have their games.
Well, to be fair, guys, I watched 2 videos, one from Solid Rev and one from Hard8, where they had, a kid some child that they knew, like Solid Rev's son wanted Skyrim and 360. He didn't want the new Xbox One. He said he wants a 360. I think, somebody like that would have wanted an Xbox One, it being backwards capable, and would be happy to play Skyrim on his Xbox One, and would have went and got a console, the Xbox One instead of the 360, if that was the case. Like, now that they can do that, Some people, believe it or not, there's more people that play the older consoles still than these newer ones. They just don't care about next gen.
Oh yeah, and also the thing is, the frame rates of this. Frame rates obviously somewhat important, but the frame rates with the emulated games on the Xbox One weren't showing promises. They were actually worse than the 360 at times.
But that's I mean, like, and the thing is that's crazy, especially with a lot of these PC dudes on the internet that are like kind of making fun of it. It's weird because they should know that is going to happen when you're trying to emulate something on non-dedicated hardware, unless your hardware is just way much better than whatever you're emulating. Like, if I emulate a Super Nintendo game on a modern PC, of course my PC can handle it. But if I try to emulate, like,
say a PS2 game,
PS2 game, like a good number of them, my computer is fine. It can run it. But some of them have frame rate issues because my PC's not a PlayStation 2. It wasn't meant to run these games in the first place.
Yeah.
And neither was the Xbox One. So I just find it a little funny that they like, oh, it has like a couple of more frames lower. And a lot of these people, I know they play emulations, and I know they're not running the emulations at the highest frames possible because, first of all, a lot of these games don't even run that well through emulation, but they play them.
Alright. What about you on the being backwards capable, the Xbox?
I think someone's like echoing.
Who's echoing? Is somebody echoing?
I don't know who it is. I kept hearing it go in and out.
Yeah, it was you, Dave. Hello.
Just stop.
It happens. There's nothing you can do with Google Hangouts. It's a disaster sometimes. I mean, it's way better. The best thing you can do is hope it just doesn't do it. I mean, I don't, like, whenever I do podcasts with Real Gamer 27, that he always has some kind of echo going on his. Mine has it sometimes. I mean, I've seen other people. You can't do nothing about it. I mean, you just gotta hope it goes away. Old Dirty, what do are you excited for? You said you actually got to use the game on your Xbox One from the 360 because you got early access, right?
Yeah, I'm actually in that preview program, so I got early access to it, and I think it's cool. You know what I'm saying? Because to me, it's like a one-up. Is it going to push more units out the door? Might not, but it's good to have that for the people that's like, you know what, maybe I should just go ahead and get off the 360 and get an Xbox One now. You know, because I'm pretty sure after this year, there's going to be no more support for the 360 and PS3. So you might as well go ahead now and get the Xbox One. And, you know, they say about 100 or so by the holiday. That's better than nothing. It's better than a PlayStation 4 where you have to pay, you know, $50 for, what, 3 months or something just to play PS3 games?
All PS Now is an experiment for cloud gaming, honestly.
You know, I mean, you got to pay for that. So
Well, you gotta pay for the
Microsoft, I put it as at least Microsoft is trying. You know what I'm saying? At least they're trying to get emulators to work, even if they can't.
You gotta pay for the game. It's not necessarily, you know, you gotta pay for the Xbox 360 game to play it on your Xbox One. You still gotta pay. It's not like you're just gonna be able to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true. If you already still have your 360 in the games, then you good to go. You know what I'm saying? And you still be able to play those few games that's in your library that you like, or maybe the whole library that you do own is actually, you know, compatible when the rest of the people is able to get it. So to me, I think that's a one up. Will it push units out the door? I don't really think so, but it's good to have.
But this is fair to say though, do we buy a new console to play new games, or do we want to play old games?
We play.
I'll say this, right, because a lot of people say that to me, and I say gamers really don't know what they want. Because all right, look, people buy new systems to play new games. That's true, but at the same time, they play a hell of a lot of old games, or they play a hell of a lot of games that really aren't no different than the games that they were playing last time. Like a lot of people bought. You know, the reason they wanted to upgrade from a PS3 to a PS4 is for Far Cry. What's really the difference between Far Cry 4 and Far Cry 3?
I didn't play Fallout or Far Cry.
Right, yeah, Far Cry 3 and 4. What is the difference?
Years bigger, more things. It's a bigger world. I mean, not much. I mean,
it's basically the same thing, right?
Well, no,
New
not
story
necessarily.
and a few extra features.
There's different things to drive. I mean, it's the same. You're going to get a different experience of some sort, but it's a sequel to the same game. You know, same series.
I mean, but even with that, look at if you go from Far Cry 1 to Far Cry 2, those are two different games.
Oh,
You go from Far Cry 3 to Far Cry 4. Far Cry 4, a lot of people, even Far Cry fanboys, are saying like Far Cry 4 is basically an expansion of Far Cry. It didn't really even feel like a new title. A lot of people like will buy a new system just to play Madden. Madden half the time is pretty much the same game every time. But they'll buy a new system basically because maybe they want better graphics. But when people say they want new experiences, a lot of times people continue to play the same games, and the same games normally don't ever evolve. It'll be the same thing as a Nintendo fan saying, "I bought a new Nintendo system to play new games," but we know you're playing Mario, Zelda, Donkey Kong. You know those games are great. I'm not saying they're not. I'm just saying like. Normally, they're not that different from one another for you to say, oh, this is real, like a new experience. No, it's pretty much the same thing you've been playing. It's just tweaked here or there, or added this here or there, and it's basically the same thing.
Fresh coat of paint, new gaming mechanics, somewhat. But I do agree with what Grimpachi's saying on that. Anybody else got anything on the backwards compatibility? I guess not. What about Gears of War 4? What did you guys think of that?
I couldn't see anything when they showed it. I just saw the tornado. That was pretty much it. It was so dark, I couldn't see anything going on.
I saw everything, but it was unexciting.
That was true. You couldn't see it in the press conference, but what I did was because I actually heard if you actually go and watch the direct feed. So I went to my Xbox One, and you know they got all the, you know, the stuff that they had in for the games for E3. And I actually went to Gears of War 4 and watched it. Oh, you could actually see it, and the game looks nice. It looks really, really nice, detailed and everything. It's too bad that a lot of people we couldn't see it, and they at their E3 event because that game looks really nice, really, really nice.
Okay. Anybody else? before I give my thoughts on it. Hold on 1 second. My whole outlook on Gears of War 4, I think it was good. I'm with Old Dirty. I mean, as much people want to sit here and say it was in the dark, if you look at the video that Old Dirty's talking about, I say at the conference it was dark, but if you look at the video he's talking about, you actually see it. I'm a Gears of War fan. I ain't gonna sit here and deny that, but I thought it was good. You know, it's just like Uncharted. You know, you can sit there and say Uncharted 3 to Uncharted 4 isn't much of a difference. You know, don't look much. You know what I'm saying? Like how Grimpachi was saying, this whole thing going from different games, they're all going to be about the same. I thought that, it just looks a little bit more updated, but it looked good,
Yeah.
Not like a fresh IP,
I think I was going to be surprised of how Gears 4 looked. I mean, just from that part where it was nighttime, I can just imagine how, the daytime actually looked with the enemies and everything. But that feed that I actually watched on the Xbox One, I'm pretty sure they got it on YouTube if you look it up. It looks pretty. It looks gorgeous. And I'm not the one that always just hyped up on graphics. I like to look at gameplay as well, but I already know how Gears is going to be because I done played all four of them. So, it looks damn good.
Yeah, I thought it looked pretty good. That's just my opinion. And I expect everybody else's. Pretty much, what would you overall? I'm gonna give it from a 1 to 10. I would give the E3 conference for Microsoft, I'd say about an 8. I'm being fair; it's average. That's what I'm saying.
I use letter grades, and I gave it a C. A solid C.
Okay, I respect that. Anybody else have any final things to say on Microsoft's conference before we move on?
Nope.
Nah.
Okay. All right.
Oh, I forgot. The controller.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna get that day one. That controller.
That pro controller for pro gamers.
Spicy, don't you think, though?
No. If you want a scuff controller that does less, you're paying about 100. If you just want 2 paddles on the back of your controller, you're paying about 150 in the first place, or close to it, like maybe 120, 130. So for everything that Xbox One controller can do and it gives you for 150, compared to other options that you have on the market, that's damn near a steal. I would say that is a steal, to be honest with you.
Well, I know when I first seen the price, I still want to get it, but nobody should say shit about the controller being 180, because when people heard that Nintendo gamepad was like $80 when it first came out, they was like, "Oh, something happened to your gamepad. You got to pay $80." You should not fucking complain. Keep your mouth closed.
I never broke my gamepad, and I will complain. I'm not spending $150 on a controller. There's no way.
Seeing for the people that's like, "Oh yeah, that's a great deal." I'm pretty sure those the same ones that was complaining about the gamepad being $80, and the game got more features than this new controller. Yeah, you can customize it, but the gamepad still does more, have more stuff on it than this one. Not so for the people that was complaining about Nintendo being $80, you should not have nothing to say about this controller, this customizable controller being 150.
And really, I mean, what it boils down to is a lot of people are just confused, like, because they think it's just a normal controller, and I'm like, I gotta explain them. No, you can completely take buttons out, remap them, reprogram them, all that stuff. Something that normally, if you wanted to do, you either have to be good with hardware and software and reprogram it yourself, or download some type of software off the internet to do. But Microsoft basically out of the box allows you to do all this stuff with that $150 controller. And I think it's nice. Like, I don't think people even realize all the stuff it does.
I think what Microsoft will have to do is, I mean, what they showed us looks cool, but I think they will have to, do another like little small, trailer with somebody explaining exactly what the controller can do with the 4 paddles on the back and all that, and all the switching up. They will actually have to come out to explain to people more about the controller, and which I'm pretty sure they have.
Okay. I just it comes down to this. If you want it, you'll get it. You'll spend whatever it is. If you really want something, you'll get it. I just think that's a little high in price. And didn't they just announce a new controller before that, like a new design for the controller, like the other Xbox controller?
There's a controller that's a normal Xbox controller. It's just a normal Xbox One controller with the what do you call it? Like the earphone jack.
3.5 millimeter.
Yeah, the headphone jack is different.
They got the standard headphone jack, the 3.5 millimeter headphone jack now. So you don't have to buy that $25, $30 adapter to use any type of headphone.
Okay. All right. So pretty much, I think it's a cool controller. I just think it's expensive. Anybody else got anything else left on Microsoft's conference? I appreciate Grumpachi bringing that up because I almost forgot it. I guess we can move to Sony now. Sony started off with the Last Guardian, a long-awaited game. What do you guys think of that?
I think it looks the same as the last time that they showed it. That's just me. Whatever.
And I say it looks beautiful. The art style is amazing.
It looks the same to me.
What I think about it, me and Dave, we actually did a little E3 Sony press conference. The game looks nice. It looks beautiful. I like the art style, like you said. But I think a lot of people is missing it is because they're like, okay, this game was, delayed for like 8-9 years. But my opinion is, and what I think is that when they actually showed this game, like how it's supposed to look now, what we've seen like 8-9 years ago, I don't think the PS3 was able to handle it to look like we see now. You know what I'm saying? And what we see now was 8 years ago. So now that Sony has the hardware to make it look like they wanted to make it look on the PS3, that's what I'm thinking. Because it don't take 9 years for a game to come out. So now when your new hardware comes out, now all of a sudden this game comes out of nowhere now. So that's what I think. The PS3 wasn't capable of actually showing us the game that we're looking at right now, what they showed 9 years ago. So with the PS4 can do it. So now that's why they actually bringing the Guardian out. And even though it looked the same as 9 years ago, the game still looks good. The game still looks good.
Okay. Anybody else's thoughts on The Last Guardian?
To me, it didn't. I mean, I never really cared about The Last Guardian. What I saw didn't do anything for me. What I do find amazing is that let's be real here. Like, a lot of the people that are really ride or die for Sony that are excited for this game. Let's be honest, a lot of these people haven't even played the other games that are made by the same developer that it's very similar to this title. Yeah. Then on top of that, let's be real. Like, if Microsoft would have had a game that was announced last gen and it never came out, and now they're showing it, Sony fans would say, "Oh, you guys are getting excited over a very old game." I mean, I just don't get it. Like, if you like The Last Guardian, that's fine. I'm not talking about that. If you're excited, that's fine. But it's probably because personally, I know a lot of people that are really excited for this game. They don't even play these types of games. So I'm just scratching my head, why is this a big deal to you? You don't these are people that play Madden all day. You know what I'm saying? They don't even play games like this. They don't play anything like it whatsoever.
Okay. No, I can respect that. I think, my opinion, I think the game's based on its art style. I mean, it's not so much, I'm with Old Dirty. I don't think it could be done on last generation. I will say this, though. I don't think it's a game I'd wait 8 years for. No. Is it something good that people have been wanting? Yes. This was a good thing for Sony. It's something that people have been wanting for, but I don't think it's something you wait 8 years for. But I do think it was a good trailer. I think the game will probably be good. I like Shadows of the Colossus, so is anybody other thoughts or nothing?
No
Okay.
presses on the Vita. Wow.
On the Vita? What?
What about the Vita? I didn't think there was anything shown on the Vita, but games that are coming to PS4 too that they're going to put on the Vita. I mean, that's another thing. We'll bring that up right now. The Vita was not shown at anything really to do with the Vita wasn't shown at E3 for Sony. I was kind of disappointed because I want to get a Vita. Anybody else notice that? That they
No,
didn't
you know, as a Vita owner, I like my Vita. It's a very good handheld, but like really the Vita, if you're cool with just third party games and indies, like the Vita's fine, you know, like, and I'm kind of fine with that. I just accepted that they're not gonna do nothing for the Vita. You know, that's just bottom line. They actually interviewed Yoshida about it, and basically he was saying crap about like how much money it costs to develop a Vita game, and they're not really gonna make money back off of it. Blah 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 blah. Okay, and he was
Yeah,
like, it's
all the
better to
Vita
make.
games will be third party and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
he said it's better to make smaller titles for the Vita that don't cost that much to make, and that's why like a lot of indies go to it. And I'm just like, okay, that's cool, but why don't Sony make smaller titles for the Vita that don't cost that much to make instead of waiting on indies to do it? Because at a certain period of time, the Vita just looks like some forgotten device.
Yeah.
Yep, I agree. I mean,
Yeah, I own a Vita too.
I agree. I
Pretty good
can't.
machine, but lack of them Sony games.
I think what Sony was pushing for, because I actually have a Vita now, and I actually enjoy it. But I think what Sony was thinking too hard with the Vita. You know, I think the only thing they was thinking about was power, and 9 times out of 10, you really don't need that much power. You know what I'm saying? Because you're just going to make more things expensive. I mean, they should have learned that from the PSP. You know, sometimes you gotta learn from your mistakes. So if they do come out, you know, with the next handheld, hopefully they won't try to overdo it. You know, and just make a simple handheld that we can enjoy. You know, the first party games and third party games. You know, whoever want to develop for it.
Well, the whole purpose of the Vita, I thought, was basically to have a home console in your hands, like a handheld home console type graphics, and that's what they were aiming for with that. And I guess it didn't work. I think a lot with the Vita, what went wrong was, like, what I assumed when I first looked at the Vita, they made it like the guy at GameStop made it sound like I had to have an AT&T subscription or contract with AT&T to have that Vita. Like,
oh, that's the model I have.
Yeah. So I automatically said I wasn't paying like a phone bill for my Vita. Right there.
What was wrong with your weed?
But
Yes, it was.
basically the Vita was not shown.
What's wrong with the sensor?
I think that's what's wrong.
And take this.
Pretty much, other than that, outside of the Vita, nothing being shown. They showed, after The Last Guardian, they showed Horizon Zero Dawn. I thought that was pretty cool.
That looked
What about you guys?
amazing. That did. And I wanted to see more of it. I wanted to see what they can do with this title, and I think Guerrilla Games found their good genre to work with, because honestly, their shooters were meh, and they really needed to try something new, and I'm happy they're trying something new with Horizon.
Okay. What about you, Levon? Did you like that game that Guerrilla Games showed? Horizon Zero Dawn? I don't think Levon's there. Grimpachi?
I liked it. I liked the visuals. I like how it looked. I have still my doubts because it is Guerrilla Games, and I feel like Guerrilla Games can't make a first-person shooter, so I don't know how they're going to do with the other games, but hopefully it comes out to be a good game. Yeah, but it looks good, you know.
Okay. All right. What about you, Old Dirty? Are you pretty hyped up for Horizon?
Yeah, from the gameplay that I've seen, yeah, it looks real nice. It looks interesting. Just fighting, a big ass robot dinosaur. Even at the end of the trailer, it made me think about Transformers. Not when she was fighting it, but at the end, after she defeated that dinosaur, it was that bird that swooped down and was behind her. It Transformers like literally just popped my mind. I'm like, that's Laserbeak from Soundwave. That's the first thing that came out of my mouth when we was doing the podcast on it. It sounds
And yeah.
really cool. So I want to see more of it. That might be the one back.
Lamont, back. What did you think of Horizon? What did you think of Horizon, the new game from Guerrilla Games?
I think it was good. It looks interesting. I just need to see more.
Okay, cool. I thought it looked great. I thought it was the best thing that Sony showed at E3. I liked it. It's I want to see more like everybody else, but I thought it looked pretty cool. I'm happy with what Guerrilla Games is working on. The next thing that they showed after that was wanting to say Hitman, but that was the next thing.
What you say? What
I was
game?
gonna say regular trailer. It wasn't like a CGI. Huh?
No, never mind. Sorry.
Supposedly you're going to be able to play the, I believe the exclusive beta. I think if you pre-order it, I think. I'm assuming. I'm a big Hitman.
Oh yeah, Hitman. Yeah.
And I saw what Square Enix showed at their conference of Hitman. They didn't show any gameplay. It showed it was another CGI trailer, I think. Not assuming that was gameplay. It looked good. I like Hitman. I like the idea of the new one. It's going to be supposedly when you go to hunt somebody. If you miss that target, they're gone forever. I guess they're kind of changing it a little bit. I'm a big Hitman fan. I like all the games. I played all of them. I love Hitman. So I'm happy that they do have a new Hitman coming. Is it coming this year?
I believe so.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I think I got on my Square Enix conference I wrote down. Yeah, it's coming December 8th. Cool. Alright, so I'm hyped for Hitman. What about you, Old Dirty? You hyped for Hitman?
I got mixed feelings about the game. I got to see gameplay. I really got to see gameplay.
Assuming it's going to be like any other Hitman where you just go around and throw people in dumpsters or... I'm just saying.
I'm really into Hitman, even on the 360, a couple of them, but...
Yeah. I like how you always have to change your identity and you have to go figure out ways to kill people. I thought it was a cool game, but they've never really changed. Those games, I don't see they're going to... I know how they say the target, once you miss the target, it's gone forever. That's cool. Maybe they could change things like that, but I'm assuming it's going to be just like every other Hitman game. And if you're a fan of Hitman, you're going to like it. If you don't like Hitman, it's going to most likely be not the game for you. Next thing that they showed was the Street Fighter V trailer. There's going to be an exclusive beta for it. I don't know quite when because I don't have my notes on that show. Well, I didn't write. I just watched the live reaction of that one. What about Street Fighter V? Are you guys excited for that?
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I am excited. It graphically looks good. The gameplay is top notch, probably. And yeah, I just hope that it comes. Is it coming out next year?
Next year.
Okay, yeah, I'm excited. Then yeah.
That's the problem with Sony's conference. A lot of these games are coming next year. One thing I have to give Microsoft, and that's why I gave them an 8. It's they're bringing games this year. Sony showed a lot of stuff for next year.
Well, the thing is, Sony did show a lot of games back in 2014 for 2015 that are releasing this holiday. There are a lot. But, yeah, they did focus more on new games that they're in development.
Next thing they showed, which I was finally happy to see some kind of idea what this game was about, No Man's Sky. They showed, that there actually is combat, because I was just thinking, going around on your ship and discovering planets, there is combat. The game looks interesting, not $60 interesting. I hope it's cheaper than that. What do you guys think?
Personally, I don't understand the excitement over No Man's Skies because it's just so much limited content that we've seen so far. What I'm gathering that No Man's Skies is like any of these games that's on PC on Steam. It's like a Minecraft game. It's kind of like that. You go to these different locations, you get resources, you build stuff, and you just try to survive. That's basically what it seems like.
Grimpachi, I'm with you. I'm not excited for this game. I think it looked a lot more interesting at E3 with they actually shown with, you're kind of, that there is a gun that you can use and stuff. I just didn't know nothing. I heard all these people hyping this game up. I'm like, well, what the fuck? You just float around in space and look for different planets. It looks cool, but like I said, not $60 cool. I hope it is $60. What do you think, Old Dirty, on No Man's Sky?
For what they showed, they still didn't show too much. Like Grim said, you know what I'm saying? Just the only thing I really like about the game is how you can lead and actually, you know what I'm saying? You say actually doing it in real time, and now you're out in space. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you jump in your vehicle, you see your spaceship taking off. All of a sudden, loading screen, now you're in space. It's like they did everything in real time, even entering into to a planet's atmosphere, into the planet and landing. I think that's pretty cool, but I don't know more about it.
Okay. Next thing they showed was the Media Molecule's new IP, Dreams. What do you guys think of that? I didn't fully understand it. You're going to make your own dreams that other people can come into my dream that I make and play it, or what did you guys think of that? I was kind of lost on that whole thing.
As far as I know, it's you create dreams, and I mean, I don't even know if it's a game. Is it? I mean, it's a game, but is it like, do you play what you make, or is it like you draw stuff and then a movie starts? I don't know, like what?
It's like you use your controllers like light or something. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm going crazy, but I thought that's what was going on. Something that you like. It's more of like you're drawing stuff and creating. I don't know. I was kind of lost on it. I'd have to see more. What did you think, Old Dirty?
I seen a little bit of it. I wasn't paying too much attention, but I seen like the person, the character sitting in the chair or something like that. It kind of like water paint or whatever you want to call it. I wasn't really interested in it. Maybe that's why I wasn't really paying too much attention to it.
Okay. Levon, were you hyped up for Dreams, or excited, or not looking?
Didn't care for it.
Okay, cool. I got your thoughts on that, Kono.
I'm not a huge fan of Dreams personally.
Okay.
I'm not going for it.
Alright, then they announced Destiny's new expansion. I believe it's called The Taken King. Destiny's pretty popular still, I noticed. I kind of thought it fell off like people's radar, but people are still playing that thing, I guess. What do you guys think of the new expansion of Destiny?
I don't care about Destiny. I don't care about the expansion.
Don't care about it.
Cool. Alright, we're moving on. Assassin's Creed Syndicate, whatever the hell it's called. I can't even pronounce it for some reason. What do you think of that? It's another Assassin's Creed.
Same thing, just another Assassin's Creed.
Mediocre.
I anticipate the new lore, the new features, and the new location and history.
I think they need a break from Assassin's Creed. I think they just need to stop making it for a few years and come back with something more like modernized, like maybe like a Ninja or something. I don't know, something different. I mean, do something different with that game. World of Final Fantasy game. Here's an announcement for the Vita, but it's on PS4 too. World of Final Fantasy game.
Looks okay.
Anybody else?
Nah.
I'm not a big Final Fantasy game or fan. The only one I was actually looking, I think is kind of cool. I actually did play with a friend years ago, which is the next game they announced, Final Fantasy VII Remake, which a lot of people were excited for. What do you guys think?
Oh, that Final Fantasy remake.
I'll play it when it comes.
Yeah, I would like to see exactly how it looked. That other Final Fantasy we was just talking about for the Vita and PlayStation 4. Like I said in that podcast, it's too cute and colorful. Ain't nobody gonna buy it.
Okay. It's too color.
I never knew an art style affected somebody's decision to buy games. Whatever.
Well, people on YouTube, they look at art style and be like, no, that's too kiddie. I can't be playing that on my TV.
That is true.
But anyways.
What do you think, Kono, of Final Fantasy VII Remake and Final Fantasy, World of Final Fantasy?
World of Final Fantasy, I'm not going to get too cartoony for me. As for the Final Fantasy VII Remake, it looks like they're using assets from the movie, which surprised me. And
what about you, Grimpachi? Grim's not here. Alright, next one, we'll try and move this along a little bit faster. Devolver, digital indie game. Did you guys remember? I don't remember that one.
I know what you're talking about.
Devolver. I don't remember that one. I'm trying to think which one that was.
I don't remember it either.
Yeah, I don't remember that one. Then they did Shimu 3 Kickstarter. What's your overall thoughts on that?
It looks good. It looks good. I mean, I think it's made its goal, and I hope it comes out.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for it. I'm a little I have to agree with what I heard on Next Gen 720's Big Gamer Small Talk when Worrywart said that he was surprised that Sony walked out on stage, trying to help them with this game where they should have just funded it. Should have been like announcing a Kickstarter. I don't agree with that.
I don't think the developer wanted it to be a PlayStation exclusive.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sony should be funding the project. It's stupid. What's your thoughts, Old Dirty?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely getting it. I had the other two, the first one on the Dreamcast and the second on the original Xbox. So I'm definitely going to be getting this one.
Okay. Next thing they showed was Batman Arkham Knight, exclusive PS4 Scarecrow Nightmare, which was kind of confusing, I guess. But I figured it out what it was. What I think, I don't know. It's what people were saying. Because I thought it was like Commissioner Gordon shooting a gun at the Scarecrow. I guess the cop took Scarecrow's gas and he's like hallucinating. And that's what it was. So it was you were actually a cop. Because I was like, Batman don't have a gun. But it looks cool. It's a CGI trailer. Well, now that was actual gameplay from his Nightmare. What do you guys think of that?
It looked pretty cool.
I'm excited for that game.
Yeah.
Anybody else's thoughts? Next thing they went on to was the Morpheus. They went on a whole thing of, I guess, a co-op 3 vs 3 battle. It's called Riggs. Do you know what I'm talking about?
What's the name of it again?
I think the game's called Morpheus Riggs was announced. It's a 3 vs 3 battle. I don't remember seeing that.
I can't even picture how it looked.
Yeah, I don't remember that one. We'll skip that. What's this thing? I didn't even hear that. I think the I think this is the whole thing with the TV. Did you guys remember the whole thing with TV and the different channels that they're offering? I mean, I didn't care for that either.
Nah, I ain't care for that.
I mean, I think it's cool that, with how expensive cable is getting, I'll be honest, it is cool that they are offering channels that you can stream now. I think this is going to give cable a run for its money once they get going with it. But I didn't really care for it. It's not really video games. Then they showed Call of Duty Black Ops 3 demo. What is your thoughts of Call of Duty 3 now that Sony has the exclusive rights to the DLC a month early? Do you think this is going to change things for Sony?
Not really. But for Black Ops 3, it looks pretty good. I mean, seeing that multiplayer, it looks like it's going to have a very steep skill curve for that multiplayer. You're going to have to be pretty agile to do good.
I thought I was just seeing Advanced Warfare and Titanfall, but more of it than Advanced Warfare. Yeah, more Advanced Warfare. Like, you know, I was hoping to go back to Black Ops 2, like, you know, or the original Black Ops, but I don't know. It's
Advanced Warfare with more features and good guns.
Yeah, I mean,
Advanced Warfare had terrible guns.
I mean, I noticed that double jumps in there. You know, I thought they were going to get rid of that, but you know, it is what it is. And then they showed 4-player, single-player co-op. Did you guys like that? No?
Well, I'm not really hyped for Call of Duty. Like I wasn't with Advanced Warfare. Advanced Warfare, it was okay. So I'm not even looking forward to Black Ops 3. Maybe I have to play it, you know, or maybe see some more. But from what I've seen, it did look like a nice looking game. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting Call of Duty out. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm kind of done with Call of Duty. The only thing I would probably get that game for would be zombies. You know, that's about it. But I don't even know if I'm willing to buy it for zombies. It just looked like Advanced Warfare all over again. A lot of people are thinking that now Call of Duty's got, you know, it's the DLCs on PlayStation 4 first, that, you know, people are just rushing over from, you know, 360 to PS4, your Xbox One to PS4, they're going for that Call of Duty DLC month early. Do you guys think that's a selling point?
Nah,
I don't really think it is.
It wasn't even a selling point for the 360. It was just, you know, the Xbox fans, I guess, was just happy because they got it. You know, they didn't have to wait a month. You know, it's gonna be the same.
Something's going on, old dirty. Oh, there it goes. It's done. Some kind of like wind or something. Pretty much, other than that, they showed Disney's Infinity. I hope nobody cares about that here. Anybody care about Disney Infinity?
No.
Okay. I think we can all agree on that. I'm not hyped for Disney Infinity.
Shit with the amiibos? Yeah.
With the amiibos. Star Wars Battlefront gameplay. I am very hyped up for Star Wars Battlefront. I love Star Wars Battlefront.
It really does look good, and DICE is doing it justice.
One of the most impressive things at E3, I will say, was Star Wars Battlefront.
Yeah, that Star Wars dude.
If they can give me the game that looks like I saw on E3, which I know it's not coming to consoles, we're going to get a totally different looking game, but if it could look like that, that'd be fucking great. But I'll take it.
The PS4 version will most likely be like that.
That'd be great, but it's hard for me to believe that with some of the stuff that, you know, these companies done in the past. But if it's like that, I'll be happy. If it's even downgraded, it looks like a fun game. I like Star Wars Battlefront, but it did look great. Next thing they showed was Uncharted 4. What did you guys think of it?
Driving in Uncharted.
Driving in Uncharted. I thought it looked good. You know, it's Uncharted 4. I'm ready to play it. I'm a little disappointed I ain't going to be playing it this year. But I am going to be getting Uncharted 4 day one when it comes out. What's your thoughts, Levon, on Uncharted 4? Did you like what they showed?
Yeah, it looked pretty good. I might have to buy it, but it looked good.
Okay, and Old Dirty, you're excited with Uncharted 4?
Yeah, I was impressed with that scene, so I'm definitely going to get that day one.
Okay. Well, that's the end of the Sony's whole show. There's nothing else I could think of unless I missed something. Did I miss anything? Or I'm going from this one list I found on a website, and everything else I've written down. So, if I had to grade Sony, and I'm being fair, this is me just being fair, it was an 8 like Microsoft. There were some things that they had that was good, and some things they had I didn't like. I mean, my biggest problem with Sony's conference is that everything that was shown is really coming next year, you know. But that's just me. They didn't show until Dawn, you know, that I wanted to see. I wanted to see more on that. I want to get hyped for something this year, you know. That's just my thoughts. I think it was, to me, I think them two were a tie. If I had to choose a winner, I would say Sony won out of the two. But I have to give them both an 8. What about you, Old Dirty? What is your score for Sony's conference.
For Sony, yeah, I'll probably say about 7.5.
Okay.
It was okay.
All right.
It was okay. Mind blowing.
I think Sony and Microsoft both brought a good show. That's why I'd say they're about a tie. What about you, Kono?
I give Sony a B minus.
Okay. What about you, Levon?
Same here.
All right.
They both are a tie.
Moving on to Nintendo.
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, here we go. I knew everybody watching was wanting to see this.
Yeah.
All right, Nintendo. I don't even know how to start this off. This is so
I'll
bad.
start. Nintendo, what happened?
I mean,
I love the beginning.
the beginning. Did the beginning
But
prove
after
that this is a, did the beginning prove that this is a children's company? I mean, did it show that they cater for children?
It shows that they can be entertaining, but it didn't really do much.
Well, I sit here and lie and say I didn't enjoy the beginning, how they had the Muppets. I thought it was kind of funny, but it actually shows where they're aimed at, with what audience they're trying to cater towards, and it's kids. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I mean, Sony didn't come out like the Muppets. Microsoft didn't come out like the Muppets. Leave it
So
up to Nintendo.
they came normal. They came like normal businessmen.
They came like, like, hey, we got some games. We're gonna show some stuff. We're not putting on a children's show. That's what I saw with Nintendo. Nintendo really didn't have nothing to show, and they had to make some kind of show out of it. And they brought the Muppets, and then they went into their first game, Star Fox, which looked, in my opinion, I'm being honest, it looked horrible. I mean, I was very disappointed. What about you guys on Star Fox?
I
Star
felt
Fox
that they didn't care about Star Fox, personally.
You think they didn't care about Star Fox?
Yeah, judging by the graphic. Yeah.
I was underwhelmed over that. I was like, wow. I was like, that was the one game I was gonna hold on to the Wii U for in Devil's Third, and they just looked terrible. What about you, Kono? Star Fox Zero?
I like I like the art style they chose. Yeah, it's low polygon counts, but it fits, really.
Okay, I can't. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. What about you, Old Dirty? Star Fox Zero?
Yeah, I'm actually excited for a new Star Fox game, and graphic wise, it's just an early build. I take it as when Nintendo show all the other games, how they just look bland. I mean, they even said that with Mario 3D World, it just looked bland and nothing there. But as Nintendo kept having a directs and talking more about the game looked better and better. Wonderful 101 was the same way. Pikmin was the same way. You know what I'm saying? I just take it as we get closer to the release date, the game is actually going to be better. It just looked like a N64, like a reboot of the N64, basically 1080p or whatever it may be. But I think it's better.
The one thing I'll say that was cool about it, you actually can transform your ship into this like little fucking what was it? Like a little robot that runs around or something. I don't know.
That was actually from Star Fox 2 that was never really released on the NES, but you can't find a
Transformer.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the best way to describe it. It's fucking Star Fox with Transformers. I mean, but it was graphically horrible. It looked horrible. So when I saw Star Fox off the rip with the Muppets, I was like, all right, they're showing their big guns. That was the biggest thing I thought Nintendo had. So I was like, wow, they're showing me their big guns. What I thought they had going into E3. I was like, man, they're gonna really blow me away now. They let out Star Fox. I thought that was gonna be at the end of the show. It was right in the beginning. So I'm thinking in my head, man, I'm in for a show now. It's gonna be good. What happened after that? We saw Mario Maker.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, all right, maybe they got something to show me after this, And Mario Maker, I'm not excited for. I'm tired of Mario. What's with you guys, Mario Maker?
They showed too much Mario Maker. I think they should show like some DNA membership stuff like that. That's what I think that they should have showed.
Okay.
As someone who's played the ROM hack Hell on a Stick, which is similar to Kaizo, and helped my friend make Hell on a Stick, I anticipate Mario Maker because I like that challenge. Because I want to see what challenges people can give me.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with Chrono. I definitely want to get that day one when I actually, see what they can do. I mean, if you even look at like Mario Maker, you know what I'm saying? It's like they keep adding stuff to it. Every time we see it, it's always stuff added, So
Mm-hmm.
it is. Star Fox will probably be the same way. It probably be upgraded just a little bit more, and maybe more stuff in the background and enemies. But like I said, it's just an early build.
Okay. It's an early build of Star Fox, right? You're saying, or not
Yeah,
Mario, right?
I mean, I was trying to compare the two. Like Mario Maker, we actually see more stuff that you can actually use. With the Goombas, and you can put the Goomba hat on now, and you can add Bowser now. You can add the fireballs and all that now. You can add damn near everything now. And at first, when they first showed it, last year and the beginning of this year, we didn't really see all that until now. So I think the game is just going to progress like Mario Maker is, and I'm gonna pick up that Mario Maker day one because, like Chrono said, I want to, I want to make some levels, and I also want to, see who else can make some hard levels that will actually challenge me.
Okay. I am. I mean, if anybody's excited for Mario Maker, I can't, take that away from them. It's just to me, it's just another. They're feeding you some more Mario. I mean, it is what it is.
And I
People
accept
have
your
fun with
opinion.
it. They're gonna create their own levels. They're gonna play their friends' levels. But come on, it's Mario again. It's enough Mario. But it is what it
Yeah,
is.
but if they take a break, they're kind of killing themselves in a little bit if you kind of think about it to a degree.
Mm-hmm. Next thing they showed was their big partnership with third party. The whole thing with Activision and Skylanders and Amiibos. That was the third party they were talking about that they had partnerships with.
You know
What do you
what?
guys think of that?
Let me start this one off, and then y'all can just take over. Because I literally want, when I seen that and seen what they was doing with Activision, I literally want to slap the shit out of Reggie. Uh, I wanted everybody at Nintendo. Why would you go to third party just to make amiibos when they actually have games? You could have got Call of Duty Black Ops 3 for the people that want Black Ops or any Call of Duty game for the Wii U. You could have got any other game that Activision got. You could have got a remastered or something. Just told them, hey, remaster this game for us so they can have something. But no, you want to do the fucking amiibos? Are you serious? I'm like, okay, they doing amiibos. He about to say that they about to get a game or they about to get Black Ops 3. But then something in the back of my mind was like, nah, I think it's just this bullshit amiibos. And I was correct. It was amiibos. And I'm like, wow, you went to a developer and said, oh yeah, go ahead and use Bowser and Donkey Kong. I would be like, yeah, you could use them, but motherfucker, can we get Black Ops 3 on this bitch? Because it's coming on the 360 and PS3. Like, can our fans that own the Wii U get this version also? If you don't want to port it, at least give it to us, and we'll get Retro or Platinum or somebody, one of our studios, second party studios, to do it, so we can have the game. But no, they want to do fucking amiibos, and I was like, wow, right there, I knew Nintendo fucked up the Wii U. When you went to Activision just to do amiibos, and Activision got all these games that I'm pretty sure the Wii U owners would love to play.
Well, and then they said, I don't know if they had paid Activision to say this or whatever, but they did this part where, they were talking. They're like, well, how is it to work with Nintendo? Like, like they're trying to throw that in people's face, like, that third party has a disagreement with Nintendo, and they're like, they sat there and said what they said, and I was like, that's all bullshit. That's all just thrown in there, you know. And once I saw Activision as their big third party, because you had all these people thinking that they were gonna, actually have the third party at E3, like they actually were gonna get third party companies to come help, the Wii U back again when they left, and I was like, it isn't happening. um, So that was a big disappointment right there. For a good thing. I mean, I'm you know, even if I don't have a Wii U, I'd like to see people that I know that have the Wii U get good games, and it sucks that that's not happening. Next thing they did was, I believe it was, they showed the Legend of Zelda Triforce Heroes.
It's nice that they have online, but there's no voice chat.
Well, it is a handheld game, and I noticed they're trying to do like a fashion type thing with this Zelda. Like, did you guys notice that, or was it just me?
No, it was kind of more Four Swords to me, personally.
Well, I noticed they're trying with the Zelda to, like, you get different outfits and stuff like that. They're trying to do some kind of, yeah. And it was mainly, like, they didn't want to put 4 characters in multiplayer. They wanted to do 3, because it worked better, they said.
Coincidence.
So, I don't know. I thought it is what it is. It was garbage. I mean, I'm being honest. I looked at it again because I am a Zelda fan, and I was like, it's just, I don't know. It was bad. What do you think, Kono?
I don't use my 3DS aside from Pokemon, so, and I won't use my 3DS outside of Pokemon, so, yeah, not really interests me.
What about you, Old Dirty? Did you were you interested at Legend of Zelda Triforce Heroes?
I thought it looked nice, you know what I'm saying, but I mean, I would have to see more. I see what they was trying to do. It is what it is.
Yeah, I now Link Between Worlds, when they released that was the last one they released on 3DS. That looked great. This one has a cool idea. It has multiplayer, but it just overall looked like garbage. I mean, I'm sorry, it just not feeling it. Then they you know, throughout this whole conference too, they were like, you know, what I took, they showed like right after the Triforce Heroes game for Zelda, they showed like Mario. Like, you know, they showed Mario, so I was like, oh, are they doing like a joke, like more Mario, like getting back at the fans or something, for people always saying that, you know, oh, they showed Mario, but really, throughout this whole thing, they were showing like bits and pieces of Mario Maker and like celebrating Mario's 30th anniversary, so that's what they were actually doing with it. Then they came to, what was the next one? Hyrule Warriors. That was the remaster for the 3DS. What do you guys think of that?
I guess it's cool, but they don't need it, personally. I think it's kind of a hint what the NX is going to be, maybe.
Okay.
To a degree.
I don't know, if people don't want to go out and get a Wii U and they want to just play Hyrule Warriors, like maybe it's for people who have a 3DS and didn't want to go get a Wii U to play Hyrule Warriors, they'll get it on their 3DS. I can't say it was, you know, a bad thing from Nintendo because the Wii U's not doing well, so maybe they can get other people that have a 3DS and want to play Hyrule Warriors. That's the only thing I could see with that. What about you, Old Dirty?
That's how I looked when I seen Hyrule Warriors on the 3DS. I seen it as, you know, maybe the people that don't own a Wii U or don't want a Wii U, you know, they get a chance to actually, you know, experience Hyrule Warriors. That's what I got out of it.
Oh, and Bad Cockroach, Bad Cockroach, he says it's just a port. It's not even a remaster. I thought it was like a well, yeah, I guess it is a port. He's right on that. Still, it is what it is. I just think they're basically doing it for people that had a 3DS that don't want to get a Wii U, you know, and can play it on their 3DS. What about you, Kono? What do you think about the whole Hyrule Warriors Legends, with all the DLC and everything?
It's good for the people who want it. I don't.
And you know that isn't coming out till the first quarter of 2016.
Oh.
That's a long way for that game, and it's already kind of like it's a port. Like, you know, Bad Copper Rock said in the comments. So, I don't know. It is what it is. They don't have much to show from what we've seen of this show, so I guess anything was good at that point. Metroid Prime Federation Force. My opinion on this, I thought it was horrible looking. I mean,
it was the laughing. It was a slap to the face. To
Okay.
Metroid fans.
My response, everyone. Oh God, why?
I mean, that was pretty bad. That was like a slap in the face to all the people wanting Metroid. They're like, here you go, you can have it on your 3DS, and you get some kind of, like, I guess they had a, like, what was it, like it was called Metroid Prime Blast. It was like some kind of sports type Metroid game in it, like a soccer game or some shit.
Yes.
What the fuck was that?
Station unit or something like that. Basically, you just shooting the ball with your blaster and trying to get into the other goal or something like that.
Like soccer.
Yeah, like a 3-on-3.
But it has online.
Well, and then you got people actually that have a petition to get this game taken away. Now, saying,
That's going too
will
far.
Nintendo take it away? No.
No.
But it is actually good, like Shokio said, that people actually do put a petition up showing Nintendo that they don't want this fucking trash, you know? Just saying.
I think
Moving.
the big three are the best trolls.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Moving on from that, they showed, well, this will be, and the Metroid game is going to be available 2016. Other than that, they showed Fire Emblem's Fates. It was in 2016. It's coming. What do you guys think of that?
The Fire Emblem, I'm definitely going to get the Fire Emblem for the 3DS. I enjoyed the last one. I like the other ones on the GameCube. It was a bit challenging, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Okay. Anybody else?
I don't care for it.
Yeah, I'm with you, Lavon. Fire Emblem, to me, just one of them games that I would never play. I'm not into JRPGs, so I can't take away from anybody that does want to play it. So if you are into that, it's good. You know, I'm not going to say it was a terrible game they showed, but, you know, because there's people that like Fire Emblem. Then they Atlas showed FE. What is that? 2016 it's coming?
Shin Megami Crossfire Emblem?
I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
I wrote down FE. I don't know why I wrote that. Maybe I just did you see the Atlas game? Was that what that was?
Yeah, there was a Fire Emblem Cross Shin Megami Tensei.
Oh, maybe that's why I wrote FE for it. That's what I wrote. That's why I just put the initials. I mean, that conference was so bad. I can't remember half the shit they shown. It was terrible. I remember what that one I do remember. I'm not into these games, these JRPGs. And that's for the is that for the Wii U?
Yeah, it's for the Wii.
Okay. What do you think, Kono, on that?
On the Fire Emblem game?
Yeah, two of them. I guess.
I'm not a huge fan of Fire Emblem, so I just paused the video and waited for it to pass by and then skip over it.
Okay. Next one they showed. We'll just skip on that. You know, overall, I'm just not a big fan of Fire Emblem. Next thing they showed, which was kind of cool, which we've been seeing a lot of, and people are just probably ready to play the game already. Xenoblade Chronicles. It's coming out. They actually gave you a release date for December 11th, 2015. What do you guys think of that?
They should have been a lot quicker to release that game, but otherwise it looks good. It shows off the Wii's power that it's a kind of, but not really a next-gen system, more like 7.5 personally. But yeah, it looks beautiful. It's gonna be a good game.
Okay. What do you think, Old Dirty, about Xenoblade Chronicles X?
That's a day one purchase for me. I enjoyed the one on the Wii, new 3DS. So, like Lavelle said, it's a beautiful looking game. It should come out sooner, but I don't know. I don't know why they went all the way to December.
They're putting people in a drought, man. That's Nintendo.
It takes that long to like translate, from Japanese to English. I wouldn't think it'd take that long because it's out in Japan now. Well, it came out in Japan like a month ago or something or two. I wouldn't
They
think
just don't care about the Wii U. It just shows. I'm just being honest.
Well, I guess they gotta spread out they games because they the only ones that's making it. So, not making excuses, but shit. I guess if you
Was there like hype? I think the downfall started for the Wii U was when E3 2012. Personally.
Now, what did you say? E3 2012 is when you said there was a downfall for the Wii U?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. What about you, Kono? You hyped for Xenoblade?
I used to be, but then some issue popped up that I forgot about, so I lost all the drive to get it and play it.
Okay. Animal Crossing. They showed one for the Wii U. It looked horrible. It looked like a Mario Party game. Is anybody excited for that?
Nope.
Slap to the face with Animal Crossing fans. That's all I have to say.
skip that one.
I mean, in all honesty, I'm just going to be honest here, guys. A grown man that plays Animal Crossing, I think you need to get your head examined. Just saying. I mean, it's time to go get some checkups from the doctor.
Or you need to constantly check your manhood.
Yeah, I mean, that's just, I don't know. I mean, just being honest, but if you like Animal Crossing, it is what it is. It's like My Little Pony. If you like that, that's fine. Alright, next one. Oh, no, I got it mixed up. This was actually the Animal Crossing for the 3DS. It was called Happy Home Designer, and then they showed Animal Crossing Wii U Amiibo Festival. And it's coming out holiday 2015. So we all are on the same track with Amiibo, or with these Animal Crossing.
We're still the same.
Okay. Let's move on. Yoshi's Wally World. They actually showed some gameplay off on that with co-op mode. What did you guys think about that?
It looks pretty good.
That looks good.
A Little Big Planet 3. A little bit. I know that's kind of bold for me to say, but that's what
that is bold.
If I had a Wii U, I'd get it because there probably isn't much coming to the Wii U. I think it's coming out this year, I believe.
Yeah,
holiday.
It's coming out in October 16th.
I got it mixed up with the next game. I don't know when it's coming because I don't got a release date for that. Hopefully it's coming this year. I don't think they gave you a release date for Yoshi's Wally World.
I think they did. I
thought it was like October.
September or something?
I thought it was like
I don't think so. I would have got it. I would have wrote that down. I didn't. But there could be. I mean, there might be. I don't know. I didn't write that down. I thought I wrote it down if there was one.
Now, guys, I have a question. What do you guys think that the NX is going to be? I think it's going to be a hybrid, personally.
I don't want to go on about the NX because I have so much to cover.
Don't go into theories.
I want to get through with the... I mean, I will let... I mean, we can talk a little bit about the NX. Basically, I will say that this Nintendo Live event, what it proved to me is that the NX is just around the corner. That's one thing it proved. And the other thing it proved to me, that Nintendo cannot make it without third party. Those are two things it proved.
Okay, that's it. That's all. We can talk about this later.
Yeah. Anyway. I mean, I don't really... That's why I didn't want to really do a big podcast, because I mean, it's a big podcast, but I don't want to invite too many people. I just wanted to get through this stuff, because I got a lot of stuff to cover, because I still got other conferences to cover. But basically, that was, Yoshi's Wally World. Then they did this Yokai Watch 3DS,
it's a 3DS
game.
It's an anime type show.
Yeah, not excited for that. Is anybody else excited for that?
I am, but then again, I'm an anime kind of guy.
Minority.
So.
I mean, isn't it just even boring talking about this stuff? That's how boring the Nintendo Live event. It's even boring.
I'm just doing research on other games on Amazon while we're talking about this.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's how bad it was. But I mean, I'm going over it because people want to hear it. Mario and Luigi Paper Jam.
Nope.
Cool. That's cool.
Okay. What about you, old dirty Mario and Luigi paper game?
No, I haven't played the first one. I haven't played a Paper Mario game since what the Wii, I think. So
If it ends up getting a Wii U port, then yes. But if it stays on the 3DS, then no.
Okay. What about I guess the next one is well, they went into a whole developer story, like Miyamoto talked and all that, and then they went into I guess they're calling it Super Mario Maker. Now I have a question to people watching. I know Kickshaw Brothers is watching. Is Mario Maker different from Super Mario Maker, or is it the same thing? Or is that the new name for Mario Maker?
it's the same thing. They just changed the name from Mario Maker to Super Mario Maker.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So they give you like a Mario. I mean, you can get like a Mario booklet. They revealed an 8-bit Mario amiibo for the game. You know, and they went into a whole segment on Mario Maker. So, I mean, like we talked about Mario Maker earlier, that's when they announced it. They showed it throughout this whole event because they really didn't have much to show. The next thing they showed after that was, I believe it was Reggie coming out, pretty much saying that, you know, the whole Mario Maker is going to be at Best Buy. You know, he gave the times and dates to go to your local Best Buy. That was a announcement. And then I'm thinking that they're going to have another big game to show for the end of the show. And what the hell do they close it with? They close it with 30 years of Mario, with everybody singing Mario songs and animals and dogs and cats. I mean, it was fucking stupid. What did you guys think of that?
I mean,
that's Mario made a big effect, so I guess it's kind of cool. It's their 30th anniversary, but personally, I think they just should have made a separate direct for it.
All right, and that was it, guys. I mean, that was it. Nintendo, that was their big show, and I hate to say this, it was even boring going over it. I mean, I didn't even find nothing exciting to talk about, to even say something I'm excited for. The only thing I would say that came good out of that conference was Yoshi's Wally World and Xenoblade Chronicles, but we pretty much saw enough of Xenoblade to where if you have a Wii U, I'm sure people are ready to play it. I mean, they've been showing that game constantly. I mean, I'm just being honest. If you had to grade this conference, what would you guys grade it?
F plus.
I'd grade it a C-.
That's generous.
Well,
about
it
you,
had
old
at
Dirk?
least 3 good games. So.
If I had to do it on the scale, I would probably have to say, like a 5, because it is a couple of Wii U games I do want and one 3DS game.
Me being fair, I'm gonna have to go with a 3. From 1 to 10, and that's for, they did show some kind of entertainment in the beginning with the Muppets, I guess, and stuff. I'm really reaching for the stars here, guys. I mean, because I don't even think it really deserved anything. It was horrible. I don't see how Nintendo could actually say, you know what, this looks like a real good show after they got done editing it. Oh, this is what we're going to use. It was horrible. It was a waste of time. Just saying. 3, Hopefully Nintendo comes with their A game next year, releases the NX announces at E3 and releases at Holiday and gets this fucking Wii U out of the way. This live event pretty much confirmed to me that the Wii U is over. I hate to say it like that. They did, they could have saved face by announcing, something to do with the Devil's Third. I noticed you have a lot of Nintendo fans going around saying that, the Devil's Third's coming out in August because it's coming out to Japan and Europe in August. That don't mean it's coming to in North America in August. Because I think Nintendo would have said that if that was the case, to save some face at E3.
You know what? I want to say it will, because I don't see really Japan actually getting it first, because I don't really think Japan is actually a fan of first-person shooters. I know it's not a first-person shooter, but I don't think they're really a fan of that type of genre, that big audience. But I want to say it is going to come to the U.S. as it is with Japan and Australia or UK or something like that. I think it's going to be all three.
Yeah, but don't you find it weird they didn't do no announcement of the Devil's Third at all at E3?
I don't think they actually wanted to show it. I think they wanted to make this just as family friend as possible.
For what? Like, why? Why family friendly? Like, I don't understand it. Like, I'm lost with that. I mean, I understand what you're saying, but why would they do that?
That's what I don't understand, because I mean, if you want the hardcore gamers, you got to show those type of games. Just don't say, hey, you know, this game and this game is coming out and it's rated M or whatever, and don't show it. Like, you know, these people want to actually see the game. You know what I'm saying? You could be family friend, you know, a family oriented console, but you know, you still have another audience that loves playing, you know, different genre of games. So you gotta show them too. Just can't cater just to one audience.
But see, this is my problem with that. Okay, why last year did they show the Devil's Third, you know, at E3?
Well, they actually showed the Devil's Third at the Treehouse. They never showed
it. They showed at the Treehouse this year. Like, why? They just showed some of the same shit from the live event. You know, that's what I'm saying.
Like they show, like they didn't even show Fatal Frame. But
yeah,
like, it in the Treehouse.
Don't you think their live event would have been a little bit better if they showed the Devil's Third and Fatal Frame? Like, wouldn't that save them some face at E3?
Yeah, it would have gave them a little.
I mean, it would have helped a lot. I'm being honest. And they had nothing to show at E3. Like, they didn't. That was like anything would have been better than what they did.
Yeah.
I mean, the Devil's Third, if it's coming out in August, this close, then that game should be ready to go. They should have more than enough to show for it. Get people hyped up on the multiplayer. Come on. You know, there's something up with that game. Why they don't have it announced if it's coming out in August. There's something going on with that. I'm just saying that here first. Now they could come out with a direct, you know, and show it off on the next direct. Who knows? But I just find it really weird they didn't show that at E3. Just saying.
Right.
I wouldn't be surprised if this next console's a lot closer than people are thinking. I think it's coming out next year. And I wouldn't be surprised if they're saving games for the launch of that console. Just saying. Anyways, moving on. I'm done with Nintendo. Let's move on to the better part of E3, that, in my opinion. Ubisoft. I thought they did great. I was very excited how they started their show off with South Park. Are you guys excited for that?
I don't watch South Park.
Well,
Okay.
the Ubisoft one, right?
What about Kono?
It looks interesting. I'm looking forward to it because I enjoy that style of RPG, and it being in the universe of South Park, it's going to be interesting.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Old Dirty?
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to the game. It looks interesting, funny, just like the last one.
Yeah, see, I'm excited for this game because I never got to play the Stick of Truth. I had a PS3, and that was the thing I was going to hold on to it for, and I was hoping they were going to make like a remaster of the Stick of Truth. They never did. And then my buddy, he was pestering me for my PS3, so I had the PS4. I was like, I didn't figure I'd need my PS3 anymore, and I was sadly mistaken at the time. But now with all the games on these systems, I don't really care too much for the PS3 like I did at first year with Sony. But I'm excited for this game. I want to play it. I'm a big fan of South Park. I've been watching South Park for years. Then I guess it's called The Fractured But Whole. That's what it's called. I think it's coming this year, or no? Is it not this year?
You say The Fraction?
I'm not sure. Maybe, maybe not. I could be wrong. I don't know. All right. Next thing they showed was For Honor, which looked great. That was the whole thing with like the whole like 4-on-4 battling. Like, did you see that with the guys? Like there was 8 people playing the game 4-on-4.
Yeah.
That was great. I thought.
It is single player. I wish they said that during the E3 conference, but it is single player, and it looks amazing.
It looks fucking amazing. You know.
They promised a new genre, and they delivered a new genre.
Mm-hmm. Very good. What do you think of that, Old Dirty? Are you looking forward to that game?
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to that game. It looks real good.
Okay. The Crew Wild Run. I played the beta for the Crew. I still been meaning to get the game. I was waiting to get it, on sale. I know they got it on sale right now on PlayStation PSN or PlayStation Plus. I just picked up Alien Isolation. I'm getting Batman and a few other games, so I have to skip on it again. But I'm not so much of a hater on the Crew like everybody else. I just wasn't going to buy that game full price. But they are making. I'm assuming this is a new Crew. It's not a. I think they said on stage it was an expansion.
That's what I
new game.
The expansion, because I'm like, how they come out with another Crew this quick, and that one just came out like the beginning of the year. So
yeah, this is an expansion. I think I could be wrong, people watching this video, but if it is an expansion or if it's a new game, that's cool. It's still something. They showed that look. It looks all right. Trials Fusion Awesome Level Max. I think this they said was an expansion too, but it might be a whole new game. I don't know. They said expansion too on that one, but it looked kind of cool. They just showed what was it, Old Dirty? Was it a unicorn or something?
Yeah, I think you was like riding a unicorn. I forgot. I don't know if it was a rabbit. It was some type of animal riding a unicorn doing tricks and shit.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of. I love the Trials Fusion game. I think that's a good game. I really do like it. I think it'll be good. They didn't show no gameplay or nothing, but it said expansion, so we'll see. Next thing they showed was Tom Clancy's The Division. You get beta early access next year. I don't know if you have to buy the game or they're going to let everybody just play it. Comes out 3/8/16. What do you guys think of The Division?
The Division, to me, like I said, it looks good. You know what I'm saying? It looks cool, but I still want to know more of what's going on in this in the world, this apocalypse.
Yeah, we did talk about that because they did show something. They showed a different footage for the Ubisoft, but we already covered that. We got our thoughts on the Division. Then they showed Anno. Is that the name of the game?
It's Anno. It's Anno 20.
Anno. I can't remember that one. I don't remember that one. Did anybody else remember that?
It's a real-time strategy game.
Okay.
Made by Ubisoft. I'm not sure if it is Ubisoft or a third-party dev that they publish with. But it's a strategy game that's coming to PC, and it's the sequel to Anno 2077.
Okay. That's coming a beta for it later this year. I think it comes a beta later this year, and it's coming out November 3rd. I think. Could either be the beta or the full game November 3rd, but they are having a beta coming out before the game comes out. The next thing they showed was, I know you all are excited for this, Just Dance 2016. They even had Jason Derulo, I think his name is, sing for everybody.
Oh yeah. I'm like so freaking hyped for that game.
Pretty hyped.
I'm ready to get my dance on, Dave.
I know Levon's ready for this one.
Yeah, it's coming on the Wii U too.
Oh yeah, and it's coming to the Wii U, guys. The Wii U is getting a third-party game.
Oh, not just the Wii U, but the original Wii is also getting it too. I was surprised.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow. I didn't know they still making games for the original Wii.
Well, I think it sells very good on the Wii, believe it or not. I think that's why they're still bringing it there. They showed that, and then they show. Oh, and you'll be able. The big thing with that game is that you'll actually be able to use your smartphone. So you can hold your smartphone and dance with it, or put your smartphone on the floor, or whatever you got to do with it. So it captures.
So in other words, your smartphone's your girlfriend.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. And they will be doing a a subscription where you get new songs all year long. It just keeps pouring in the music for Just Dance. So I mean, there was a lot to say about Just Dance. They had a performance. They did a lot with that game. The next thing they showed was Tom Clancy's The Rainbow Six: The Siege. We already talked about that. We're not going to cover that again. Then they showed Trackmania Turbo. They actually went into, they played a gameplay of this. It looked cool, but it didn't look that cool. What do you guys think?
It's the first Trackmania for consoles.
I never played it. I didn't think it was that impressive.
So I'm gonna probably buy it personally.
Oh, is it a cool?
Game.
What kind of game? Like, I know it's a racing game, but what is it like? Create your own tracks? Like, what is it?
You can create your own tracks. I know that for sure. I don't know much about the games, though, other than the fact that you can create your own tracks. They're very challenging, and yeah, that's about it.
Okay. What about you, Old Dirty, on that game? You know what I'm talking about?
Is that the one that looked like a racetrack set with the F formula?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can like
Yeah, I
go
think
up here and do all kinds of shit with it.
Yeah, that looks pretty cool. Is that like an indie game or something like that?
That's what I was
No, it's
thinking.
not actually.
Like AAA, but
It actually looks pretty cool. Like, yeah, I would love to try it out when it come out.
all right. Yeah, it looked kind of cool. I mean, I don't think $60 cool, but it looked cool. Then they showed the new Assassin's Creed, what we already talked about. We're not going into that again. And then they closed the show with a great game that I'm happy is coming, Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands, which is going to be really cool because you can go, it's an open world fucking Ghost Recon.
Yes, I can't wait on that game too.
I'm just about excited for that game as I am Star Wars Battlefront, so I don't know, I was pretty happy to see that. It looked really cool. What do you guys think of it?
It was for me.
Okay. Well, are you into shooters? Oh yeah, you are. You like
Yeah, I like shooters, but let's see. What was? I think that third-person, first-person mechanic threw me off, and I was just, I'll pass.
I mean, I think it's cool to go look for drug cartels and all that, and like, I looked cool. I mean, I was pretty excited with that one. That was one I wasn't expecting. And that's the one thing I like about E3. Hit me with something I'm not expecting, and that was good. That's what I liked about it. Overall, I'm going to be with Ubisoft show. I would say, in all reality, I have to give it. I'm being fair with it because I liked a lot of the shit they showed. A 9 for me. So that was me. What about you, Levon?
A C-.
Okay. Kono?
C+.
Old Dirty?
7.5.
Okay. Alright, now we're moving on to, I guess we'll do, we got 3 more to go. Guess we'll do EA. Alright, Mass Effect 4 starting it off. Didn't show much of it, but it was announced.
For those who like the Mass Effect series, my best friend in real life does. It's gonna be good, most likely.
Yeah, I think it's going to be good as well. Hopefully, we'll get to see some real game footage within maybe the next couple of months or something. But I'm pretty for it though.
Okay, Mass Effect 4, which, I'm like with you guys, like Kono said, for the people that are excited for it, I'm happy. I'm glad you guys are getting it. It's not really a game that I'm excited for. Need for Speed, the new one, I guess they're just calling it
the reboot.
The reboot, it looked good. I was excited for that. I'm happy they're rebooting the series, and it looks like Need for Speed. It looks a lot better than Rivals. I'm excited for it. Comes out November 3rd. What do you guys think on that?
I'm excited for it. It's going to be, from the looks of things, it's going to be the deepest Need for Speed for customization and story, and so far it looks like it's going to keep that promise.
Yep. What about you, Old Dirty, on the new Need for Speed?
It looks nice, and I hope it's not what they say it is, just online all the time. Like,
It is online only. That was confirmed.
see that's what's turning me off. You know what I'm saying? I don't like when they do games like that. You know, give us the option. You know, just
same here.
I hate to say it like this, guys, but you're not going to have that option much longer. It's becoming an online world. I mean, it's going to be like you either got to choose to
It
go with the
depends on
online.
the game's design most of the time, though. For the new Need for Speed, they're focusing on the social multiplayer experience, so having it always online is the easiest way to make sure everyone can have that social multiplayer experience at the same time.
And that's the thing. What's going on with this, gaming industry? It's not so much they're focusing on a lot of online. I mean, but I can understand what Old Dirty's saying, but it's the way it is. It's the way it's going. It does look cool. I mean, with all the shit you can do in that game with customization. That's what I like about Need for Speed when they do that. With Rivals, there wasn't much customization in that game. Rivals was not. It was a disappointment. And that was another game. The last one you had to play pretty much online. I don't think there was much to the game if you didn't play online. Next game they showed was Star Wars: The Old Knights of the Old Republic.
Expansion.
Fallen Empire. It was expansion, October 27th. That's like a PC game, right?
Yeah, it's an MMO for PC.
Okay. What did you guys think of that?
Meh. For those who play the MMO, congrats, but it's meh.
I can't play. I don't have a PC, so if I had a PC, I'd probably give it a shot because I like Star Wars games. The weird thing with me is I could care less about the movies. I love the games. I love Star Wars games, but I mean, I don't have a PC to play that, so it is what it is. But for everybody that's getting it, I'm happy for you. What about you, Old Dirty?
I mean, it's for the PC, so I won't be able to play it. I remember playing the first one on the original Xbox. But
Okay.
I can't play it now because it's on PC.
Oh. What about you, Levon?
It seems cool.
Okay, cool. Alright, next one they showed was Unravel, and this guy was a little weird that announced this game. He pulled out his
He
little...
was nervous as all hell.
The game looked cool. The game looked fucking awesome for a platform.
Yeah, the game looked bloody amazing.
Little weird, though. Little weird, the guy announcing the game. A little strange.
But that's the guy you talking about with the Harry Potter glasses?
The Swede, the poor Swede that never spoke in front of a crowd before. He did good, though.
So, can't take that away from it. It looked good. It looked like a really good game. Next one announced was Plants vs. Zombies, which we already talked about. Then after that, they announced, well, with the Plants vs. Zombies, I do want to mention this that I didn't mention before, that they are bringing a single-player co-op experience. That is cool,
Yeah.
That's cool for people that like, Old Dirty like single-player. So they got that. They got that covered there. And you can play co-op with your friends at your house. That's cool. They're doing new things. This is where the EA's conference kind of took a big downfall. Like, it was kind of getting there, and then they brought out this guy for FIFA 15 to talk about soccer. What's his name? I don't want to mess his name up. Something Khalifi or something. He's one of the biggest soccer stars. I don't follow soccer, so he sat down and talked forever. That kind of killed the show right there. But then they kind of saved a little face with Mirror's Edge, which looked really cool. What do you guys think of Mirror's Edge?
I think I'll enjoy it.
Okay. What about you guys? Old Dirty, Levon?
Yeah, I think it'll be okay. They didn't really show too much, but I mean, I think it'll be pretty good. I
It's
enjoyed the first.
Yeah, they showed a little bit of gameplay on it. I mean, it's Mirror's Edge, you can tell. Um, Next thing they showed was Madden 16, which I'm not into Madden. They showed a lot of sports games, Madden, NHL, PGA Tour, FIFA 16, the whole like bunch, NBA Live. The new NBA Live looked a little better. What do you think, Old Dirty?
Yeah, it did actually look better than last year. But it they still missing animation in their characters. I don't care too much for NBA Live's models. Like it seems like everybody is damn near the same height and the same body type. Like you don't see different body types.
Kickshaw's funny. He said I pronounced. Yeah, I don't. Pele. Okay, that was his name. What about they showed that guy, but then they brought out Hoop God for fucking NBA Live. Remember Hoop God?
Who is that guy?
It was a setup because I knew that wasn't just somebody from the audience. It was actually like that somebody was working with EA.
Yeah,
Hoop God.
that was that camera thing with your phone. It's not going to be that easy and that simple.
Nope, it won't.
I'm looking at that like, yeah, right. It's going to scan your face in like 3 seconds and be ready in 5 seconds.
And I'm
Accurate.
really surprised they did that because that kind of takes away from the Kinect and the PS4 camera because they could kind of like get people to buy a Kinect or a PS4 camera if they didn't have one. But now with you being able to do it with your phone, people might skip those, the PS4 camera if they're looking for, with the NBA 2K or NBA Live 16. Just saying. Now you can do it with your phone. Same thing with the Kinect. I mean, with the Just Dance. Now you can do it with your phone. So they're kind of taken away from the cameras to a sense. I don't know. Then they showed a bunch of mobile games. There's The Simpsons, Need for Speed No Limits. EA really showed us that they're getting into the mobile market, which they're already into, but they're getting into it even more. Then they showed a game called Minions Paradise.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You guys like that or no? I didn't.
For mobile. Meh.
On that.
Then they closed the show with one of the best games shown at E3, Star Wars Battlefront, which we already talked about. Overall, would I have to give EA's conference? I'll be fair and give it a 7.
For what they did this year, they really showed that they're turning in the new leaf. I know the new CEO said they would back in 2013, and they are, and they really showed it this E3, and that really bumped up the points for me. So I give, along with showing a nice amount of great games, I give them an A-.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I give them a 7. A little bit below Microsoft and Sony's, but they did good. What about you, Old Dirty?
I give him an 8.
Okay, cool. What about you, Levon?
D.
Oh, all right. Moving on.
See where he is.
I guess we'll go with Square Enix. We'll go with them. Did everybody here see? Did you see Square Enix yet, Old Dirty?
No, that's the only one I didn't see was Square Enix.
I skimmed through Square Enix's conference.
I actually put myself through the torture of all these conferences. I just got done with them today. I finished Square Enix yesterday, and I watched the rest of Bethesda today. We'll go right. I mean, I'm sure people saw trailers to some of these games I'm going to talk about, so here we go. Just Cause 3, I thought it looked great. Day one buy for me. What about you guys?
Yeah, it looked pretty cool. I actually seen the trailer for that, so yeah.
It looked cool.
It looks way better than Just Cause 2, which I considered bad. But for Just Cause 3, that looks good. And it looks like it'll actually have some content that will keep it long. that will help its longevity. There's the term.
Okay. What about you, Levon? Just Cause 3.
I never played Just Cause games, but it looks.
Okay. All right. Next thing they showed was, I believe, Platinum Games' new project. It's called Nier.
The Nier sequel, I think it is.
Yeah. What do you guys think of that?
I'm a Nier fan. I like Nier, so I'm looking forward to it.
Okay. What about you, Old Dirty? Did you see that or?
Nah, I didn't see it.
Okay, that is I'm wanting to say that's a PS4 exclusive. I'm wanting to say. Am I right or wrong?
I'm not sure.
Because they said he announced it for the PS4, so I'm assuming it's exclusive. Not a game with Platinum Games. I could be wrong, but I think it is an exclusive. But if it isn't, it's still, it's not my type of game. But if anybody looking forward to it, more than happy for you. Next thing they showed was Tomb Raider, which we talked about, but I will say that game does look good. Then they showed a Lara Croft Go game. It's a mobile game for smartphones. They did do some smartphone stuff. It's going to be on smartphones and tablets. What do you guys think of that?
Whatever.
Okay. Then they showed the Final Fantasy VII Remake, which is coming to PS4, PC, and iOS. iOS this summer, and PS4 this winter. Alright, then they showed, we already talked about Final Fantasy VII. Kingdom Hearts. What do you guys think of Kingdom Hearts Unchained? Oh, no, my bad. They showed a mobile game, Kingdom Hearts Unchained, and then they showed Kingdom Hearts 3. What do you guys think of them?
I didn't see it.
Oh, you didn't see it? Okay.
Yeah.
Unchained I didn't care for. 3 I'm looking forward to.
Okay. I thought it looked pretty good if you're a Kingdom Hearts fan. I never played any other one, so I can't really say I want the game, but it did look good. What about you, Levon?
It was pretty good.
Okay. Next thing they showed...
iOS?
Yeah, it's coming to iPhone and Android. The Kingdom Hearts Unchained.
The remake?
Yes, and the remake is too.
Huh. Didn't think of it.
I mean, that's what it says. I mean, that's what they said at their conference. Next thing they showed was World of Final Fantasy for the PS4 and PS Vita.
Looks good.
A lot of Final Fantasy. What do you guys think, Kono and Old Dirty, on that?
We already covered this when we talked about.
Oh, we already covered. Okay, we already covered that one. Hitman, we already covered. They did show more, but it was another CGI trailer. Star Ocean. Did anybody see that?
No.
Okay, that's a game that's coming for PS4, North America and Europe, 2016. It's a JRPG. If you're into JRPGs, you might like that game. It looked alright. If nobody else seen it, we'll move on. Deus Ex, Mankind Divided. What did you guys think of that? See any trailers?
Yeah, I've seen the trailer for it. It looks pretty cool. I got the last one. I beat this one also.
I saw the trailer. It looked good, but it's not for me. I think the only Deus Ex I'll ever like is Human Revolution.
I'm the first one to sit here and say I don't like Deus Ex. I played it on the Wii U. I didn't like the shooting in it. Didn't like it. And if it's anything like that, to go with the new one, I won't like it. I didn't care for it. Next thing was another Final Fantasy. It's a Portal app. I don't know what the hell that is. And then they closed their show with a Tokyo an RPG factory project or something. some kind of thing. It was, I don't know if you guys didn't see the Square Enix press conference. It was something they closed the show with. Maybe like a RPG Maker or something. I don't know what it was. That's what I was getting out of it. And that was it, basically. Overall, I'll give them about, I don't know, a 6. What's your guys' grade on theirs? Like, from what you heard or whatever. Well, if you didn't see the conference, then don't grade it. Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it.
Next one, which I'm going to be honest, I think they stole the show. They kicked E3 off. They nailed it. The reason why I'm saying Bethesda overall had the better conference out of anybody, it's because they didn't bore people. They didn't bore you to death. When they talked about games, they told you a lot of shit about them, and they moved on. You know, they didn't like show you shit you didn't care about mainly. You know what I'm saying? Like Bethesda did a good job at E3, and nobody can take that away from them. Nobody. I mean, they weren't like, they didn't show like a ton of games, but they got to the point. You know what I'm saying? Would you agree or no? Or
I agree.
okay, cool. I'm just trying to see if you guys are with me. I know we've been talking about a lot of like conferences, but that's why I said it's gonna be a long podcast. But this is the last one. They kicked it off with Doom. I thought it looked fucking amazing. They showed a lot of, they showed the single player, the multiplayer. Doom looks great. What about you guys? What do you think?
Yeah, that Doom, it looks good. It looks real good.
Okay.
So long. Yeah. I think I think they pulled it off.
Yeah, they did a good job on that. It looked good. And I guess they were planning to make it like Call of Duty, and they scrapped it, and they went with old style Doom, which is cool. That's why it looks cool. What about Levon? Do you like Doom?
Not really interested.
Okay. A lot of people, like, Levon, how old are you? You're younger, right? You're 18, 17?
No, I'm a little bit younger than that.
Okay. Well, that's why I'm saying this. You might not know this, but Doom was Doom was the game that started first-person shooters. Am I correct on that, guys? Or
I played it.
Doom was one of the first first-person shooters, yes.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Even if you don't like Doom, you gotta give it credit. I mean,
and this new Doom, it's gonna be the
like
first
shooters.
Yeah, and this new Doom, it's gonna be the first Doom I get since I got the original one, and it looks freaking amazing.
Yeah. I mean, it is bloody. I mean, if you don't like blood and guts, this probably won't be the game for you, but it does look pretty cool. I thought they had a great, display for it. I thought they nailed it with that. That's if you're interested in the game, they showed you pretty much everything they could. What they had. I thought they did good on that. Then they showed you something called Bethesda Net, which is going to be, what was that, Kono? Is that like
it's their central hub for all their games now, and it's going to be for Doom and Fallout primarily. So the console mods that are going to be coming out for Doom and Fallout, they'll all be on Bethesda Net.
Okay.
From my understanding.
Okay, that's what I was saying. That's what I was kind of guessing what it was. What about Battle Cry? Did you guys like that or no?
For those who like that style of game, yeah, go for it. It looks interesting, but to me, no thanks. I have way too many multiplayer games I already play.
Okay. I just thought it was one of their weaker games they showed at their conference, but it wasn't bad. They didn't spend too much. The one thing I liked about Bethesda, they didn't spend too much time on stuff, that I seen that they
wasn't big.
You know what I'm saying? That wasn't that big. That's what I was trying. Yeah. That's what I liked about their conference. They moved along. They came, did their shit, went on. What about Dishonored 2? I like Dishonored 1. What about you guys? Do you think Dishonored 2 looks cool? I can play from a male to female.
Yeah, it does look kind of cool.
Dishonored 2 looks very cool, and the new character models look interesting.
And they did announce Dishonored Definitive Edition if you didn't get to play the first one. And I'm gonna probably get that because I didn't get to finish the first one because I actually gameflied that game and I was looking forward to another game at the time, so I sent it back. But I do want to play the first one before I play the second one. I want to finish the first one. I liked what they had to do with Dishonored 2. What about you, Old Dirty? Did you see Dishonored 2?
Yeah, I actually see. It looks like it's gonna be pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. And next one they showed was Elder Scrolls Online, which I'm hearing actually good things about. I want to get it, but right now I'm playing The Witcher 3 and Bloodborne, and I got Dragon Age to play after I finish them, so I can't really get another RPG, but I would. I mean, they say the Elder Scrolls Online is actually good. That's what I've been hearing. I don't know.
Yeah, ever since it went buy once and play for free, it really kicked up, and the patches made it a bit better from what I've heard. So
okay, yeah. All right. Yeah, and they actually made it to where it is a one-time price. You buy the game, you don't have to pay for a prescription like they were planning at first. So it looks pretty cool. I like that they did that. The new expansion is called. Well, they made it's Tamriel Unlimited, I think it's called, and then they have a Elder Scrolls strategy card game that they announced too, and then they went into Fallout 4, which looked great. I think. Did you guys like Fallout 4?
yeah,
and we already talked about Fallout 4, so that was base. Well, they did show too. They showed that you can actually get a Pip-Boy app for your phone, and they actually showed the collector's
Fallout Shelter.
Yeah, they showed Fallout Shelter.
When that comes to Android, I'll be getting it.
Okay. I thought it was announced right off the rip, like it comes out.
Yeah, it released right out from the gate for iOS, but that's primarily because they've been working on the iOS version for so long. And yeah.
Okay. All right.
Android users have to wait.
What did you guys think of Bethesda overall? What would you grade it?
A B+. It was good, but there were only two big hitters, and
yeah.
So B+. It was solid.
What about you, Levon? What'd you grade Bethesda's show?
Set a C+.
Okay, and Old Dirty?
Give it a 7.
I'm actually going to give it a 9, and there's a reason why. They didn't have much to show, but they didn't drag the show on. They nailed it when they did show stuff, and they just came, showed the shit, and left. The problem with a lot of these other shows and conferences, and they need to take notes from Bethesda. This is their first time doing it. I don't know why they need to take notes from them. But the reason I think they do is they didn't bore you to death. They didn't sit there and bore you with bullshit and just have some soccer player come out and sit there forever and talk about something that has nothing to do with the game. It's like some history of soccer. Who gives a fuck? Get on with the conference and go. That's why I like Bethesda. They didn't have much to show, but they got on with what they were saying and moved the fuck on. And they actually, when they did show stuff, they showed things that people would be interested about the game. They went on about the multiplayer. Everything, that you'd be interested in Fallout 4 that they could show. Same thing with Doom. I thought they did a great job, and I'm giving them a good grade based on how they performed. They got it. They could have did a show that dragged on forever, like a lot of the other shows, and they did, and that's what I liked about them. I thought it was good. I didn't fall asleep at their conference. Other than that,
one note about the PlayStation. The media player has been out since the 15th. Don't have it? Go to the store and get it. The media player allows for playback from DLNA server and from USB drives.
Oh, okay.
Movies, music, stuff like that, and pictures too.
Okay. So overall, this E3, guys, would you say it was better than last year's, or the best one in a while, or?
I say this is the best E3 I've ever seen.
Oh, damn, you're going that far. Huh.
Yeah.
What would make it the better E3 that you've ever seen? Like, what would make it that just compared to others?
I think 2011 was one of the best for me, but then most I forgot beforehand, so one could have been better before 2011. But aside from that, yeah, 2015, it just came out with all the great games. All the great games were shown at this year's E3.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I'm not sure if it'd be the best E3, but I mean, it has been the better one in a while. What about you, Old Dirty? Overall, what did you think of E3? Did you enjoy it? Dislike it?
I actually enjoyed it, for what it was, what they showed, because I didn't go in expecting anything big, but the little things that they did show, I was surprised with. It was pretty good.
Okay. And Levon?
It was one of the better E3s for a long time, for more modern times recently.
Okay, cool. Yeah, just overall, I wanted to talk about all the conferences. I'm glad you guys, had the time to do it. Took time out of your day to do this. I've been having a lot of people ask me on my live streams, when are you going to talk about E3? I did the Sony one with Old Dirty. To be honest with you guys that are watching, I get tired of E3. Before it comes, it's all people are doing is talking, making predictions about E3, blah, blah, blah. Then it comes, and you're overloaded with, videos of different games. And they cram it all into, like, 2 days. Monday and Tuesday was a big part of E3, and it's all this crammed into one. I wish they'd space it out, and that's why today I finally watched it all, because I just couldn't sit there and watch it all straight through. And I almost didn't. But I wanted to see what was, what games were coming and what stuff. Each conference had something that interested me, outside of, Nintendo, which I thought they were going to interest me maybe, but they didn't. But I did it for you guys. A lot of you have been asking. I went over the whole thing. I'm done with E3. On this channel, I will not be talking about E3 no more. I'll be talking about new news. This is all I'm talking about E3 and the one video I did with Old Dirty. I'm over E3. I had fun watching it, but that's me.
Thank God.
Would you agree? Would you agree, Kono?
Yeah. They overwhelmed us. They gave us so much condensed into a couple days, and it is a lot to take in. And to talk about it is exhausting. To go through it is exhausting. It's just that time of year where it will exhaust you if you're a pretty enthusiastic gamer.
And I will be making videos of newer news. If it's nothing to talk about, I probably won't have videos. I'll be doing more live streams than anything on this channel, but I'm not going to go over E3 news, because usually that's the only thing bad about E3 that happens. Mm-hmm. When E3, before it takes place, you got people making prediction videos, and E3 takes place, and then YouTube becomes like a drought for a month because there's no gaming news. That's usually how it goes. But I'm going to try my hardest to bring you guys new news on this channel, but I'm not talking about E3. I'm not going to make repetitive videos. That's why I just figured I'd cover it all right here. All right. Thank you guys for joining me on, this whole podcast due to E3. I thought it was a great E3, but like I said, I'm over it. Thank you as always, Levon.
Thank you. I got a couple of new videos that are uploaded. One of them is the Wii versus the 3DS, and I will be doing it'll be like a 4-part series.
Okay,
what
cool.
game features and all that stuff.
All right. Thank you as always, Kono.
No problem.
And Old Dirty as always.
No problem, Dave.
And thank you, Kickshaw, Melly814. I keep wanting to call you like the Babadook or something, Babacockaroke. Every time I say that name, I keep thinking the Babadook. If you guys ever seen that movie, everybody that watched, like I said, I enjoyed E3, but I had enough of it. I'm over it. Other than that, till next time, guys. Thank you.